and that D.C. is unable to provide for homeless Americans in Washington due to the approximately 6,000 illegal aliens bust to the nation's capital in the last 3 months. For the mayor, this counts as being overwhelmed and underfunded. Imagine how small towns in Texas are doing with 7,000 illegal aliens coming through per day this summer. If Bowser was serious, why stop at just D.C. and not call for the deployment of the National Guard directly to the southern border? This brings me to the hypocrisy of the mayor's cries for the National Guard assistance. This is the same mayor who openly flouts federal immigration law by proclaiming D.C. a sanctuary city. Such a designation encourages human traffickers and illegal aliens to come to these jurisdictions, while U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement is impeded by local officials from enforcing the law and removing dangerous criminal illegal aliens. Politicians who are serious about curbing illegal immigration should immediately discontinue unlawful sanctuary city policies and call on the Biden administration to vigorously enforce our immigration laws at the border and in the interior of the country. I agree that we have a humanitarian crisis and that local taxpayers shouldn't be on the hook for the Biden administration's failed policies. But neither should all Americans by diverting federal taxpayer dollars into processing more illegal aliens instead of advancing strategies that deter them from taking the dangerous journey in the first place. Bowser has an opportunity to be a true trailblazer by becoming the first big city mayor to shun the failed policies of the Biden administration and embrace America First immigration policies that secure the border, end human trafficking, and defeat the cartels. This is Chad Wolf, former acting U.S. Secretary of Homeland Security and the Executive Director and Chief Strategy Officer of the America First Policy Institute.
You've been listening to the Fox News Rundown. To hear the podcast version of this program, go to foxnewspodcasts.com. And for all the latest news, go to foxnews.com.
We tried Dynovite for gut health and immune support, and after a couple of weeks, our little Gizmo was acting like a puppy again. His coat was shinier, he had a lot less scratching and shedding, and he seemed like his happy old self.
My dog smelled and scratched constantly. We bathed and sprayed her, took her to the vet, but no results. Now, a little Dynovite in her food helps Bella keep her beautiful coat with no scratching or smell.
Get 10% off your next order of Dynovite nutritional supplements for dogs at Dynovite.com.
Happier, healthier with every bite. Over 1 million pets helped with Dynovite.
This should be 8 by 7.
When it comes to closets, Janina's home organization business runs tip-top tidy.
Is the schedule right? I'm gonna need help.
But she needs to reorganize and find a new assistant.
I know, it's your last week, but can you make sure the Hanson pantry's wrapped?
Indeed can help her hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. We instantly connect you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Hey, it's Drew Steele, and you know how much we love our visit at Oak Farm Seed to Table at the corner of Livingston and Democracy Road. Our first Fridays of the month, 6 to 9 a.m. We broadcast live. I'd love that you show up and you're there with us. Well, we had CPAC this past week, so that means that the second Friday of the month will be our technically our first Friday at Seed to Table. So it's coming up. Great food, great fun, and live broadcast 6 to 9 a.m. We'll see you at Oak Farm Seed to Table for our second Friday of the month this month. 92.5 Fox News.
Is your prostate secretly being destroyed without you knowing it? All the ads from these prostate like Superbaby Prostate, Soft Palmetto, Prostate Prostagenics, and others want to know which pills work and which are garbage. Now you can. Get a free copy of the new guide, Prostate Secrets, that pulls back the curtain on the prostate pill industry. Learn what is really in these pills. Which pill has over 987 adverse event reports filed against it with the FDA. It's shocking. Learn the one food to avoid that is a prostate killer. And discover the 3 so-called health foods that destroy your prostate.
I'm Ben Domenech, Fox News contributor and editor of the Transom.com daily newsletter, and I'm inviting you to join a conversation every week with the smartest thinkers out there about the issues Americans face and where we're going as a nation. This show will feature deep dive interviews with newsmakers and some of your favorite Fox News analysts. I hope you'll join me as we dive into the front. It's the Ben Domenech Podcast.
Subscribe and listen now by going to foxnewspodcasts.com.
In the morning and at night, we're the station that gets it right. 92.5 WFSX Estero. Fox News. Right all along.
I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News.
This bill
is going to change America for decades. And you did it.
Majority Leader Chuck Schumer, after the Democrats in the Senate approved what they call the Inflation Reduction Act, after Vice President Harris cast the vote to break a 50-50 tie. It's expected to pass the Democrat-controlled House next. But GOP Congressman Mike Turner tells Fox,
the problem is you can't spend your way out of inflation, and you certainly can't tax your way out of a recession.
The bill raises more than $700 billion in revenue and spends about $400 billion of it to lower prescription drug costs for seniors and climate change initiatives.
Larger corporations will be hit with a 15% minimum tax, raising an estimated $313 billion in 10 years. Democrats expect to add $124 billion in revenue by heavily bolstering IRS tax enforcement. President Biden stated Senate Democrats sided with American families over special interests. I ran for president promising to make government work for families again, and this is what this bill does, period.
Fox's Alexandria Hoff. Now, the president will go to Kentucky today to survey the worst flooding in the state's history that left at least 37 people dead, many more homeless. In widespread devastation, the federal government will pay for all the debris removal. A second bus of migrants who came to the U.S. illegally arrived in New York City, sent by Republican Texas Governor Greg Abbott.
While Texas deals with thousands of illegal crossings daily, Mayor Adams is asking for federal help to deal with a small busload. He tweets, Governor Greg Abbott used innocent people as political pawns to manufacture a crisis. We need the federal government's help, money, technical assistance, and more.
Fox's Marianne Rafferty. The mayor says he expected 40 migrants to arrive, but 14 got off the bus in the city. A ceasefire is holding in the Middle East after days of Israeli-Palestinian fighting that the Palestinian Health Ministry reports left 44 people dead, 15 of them children. America's listening to Fox News.
From early morning to late at night, the station that gets it right is 92.5 WFSX Estero. Fox News. Right all along.
This update is presented by Johnston Spinal Care, the leader in spinal decompression. Find them online at 596back.com.
Wink News. Traffic.
Still watching that slowdown on I-75 caused by that car fire that started about 3:40 this morning. Good news is that right lane is back open if you're going northbound on I-75 right now. This is just south, again, of Corkscrew Road. Still use caution if you're driving through that area. There are still emergency vehicles there. Good news is, looking at the rest of I-75 in Lee County, it is clear right now. US 41, same story. Going into Collier County, we're seeing that there is no slowdowns whatsoever on 41 or I-75. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Rachel Cox-Rosen, Wink News.
Wink Weather Authority.
We get to enjoy another dry start to your Monday, but look out for scattered thunderstorms developing, especially after 3 o'clock this afternoon with heavy rain and frequent lightning. We'll be looking for highs warming into middle 90s for today, with the chance for thunderstorms dwindling even as we head towards about sunset and to about 9 p.m. this evening before those wind down, leaving us dry as we head into your Tuesday morning. We'll be waking up to temperatures in the middle 70s to kick off the day tomorrow. Saharan dust begins to move back in for your Tuesday. Despite that, we should still maintain a chance for some scattered thunderstorms tomorrow, but lower rain chances return Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Hot and hazy conditions with highs set to remain in the middle 90s. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
Need some inspiration? Don't look left. Look right. Here. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Top gunfighter pilot Dan Severson is the conservative Lee County needs on the school board. Out-of-control spending and constant infighting has created an environment where our kids come last. Lee County needs a strong conservative leader who will make our children's education and safety come first. That leader is Dan Severson. From his time as a U.S. Navy top gunfighter pilot to 8 years fighting for conservative policies in the Minnesota legislature, Dan Severson has the experience, principles, and record Lee County can trust on the school board. And he has the endorsement of former Commissioner of Education Richard Corcoran. Dan Severson will put parents back in charge of their children's education and put an end to liberal indoctrination policies like critical race theory and gender grooming. Dan Severson is the conservative leader our conservative county needs on the school board.
Paid electioneering communication paid by Parents for Accountability and Education, 1375 Jackson Street, Suite 202, Fort Myers, Florida, 33901.
Don't sweat, call Brett.
Summer in Southwest Florida, the worst time for your AC to go out. Then the temp starts rising, you get hot, you're frustrated, and now starting to sweat. You need to make a call, but who? Don't sweat. Call Brett. Our technicians at Brett Air Conditioning are the best in the industry, providing honest work, quality service, and integrity you can count on. When you call, you can have a peace of mind knowing that we are family-owned and not a corporate company. Our technicians are not salesmen and won't sell you something you don't need. We provide our customers with quality indoor air comfort services and products you can trust. My family has been serving Southwest Florida for 50 years and raising up the next generation, like me, to ensure we stay family-owned.
Don't sweat. Call Brett.
License number CAC 1819995.
With a law degree and 4 certifications from the American College of Financial Planning, you can forgive Bob Grace if he's not a fan of taxes. You work your entire career to put funds away for a comfortable retirement, and improper tax planning can ruin it all. It's why Bob offers a tax-free retirement plan, and he can design one tailor-made for you. Call Bob Grace, president of Retirement by Design, to get your plan at 249-8888. That's 249-8888.
Let's hear from Dr. Johnston at 596-BACK.
Low back and neck pain have become 2 of the most significant medical problems in the United States today. In fact, they are the most common complaints presented to physicians. Unfortunately, the knee-jerk reaction to back pain has been anti-inflammatories, muscle relaxants, injections, and then surgery. Fortunately, this is changing and changing fast. Many doctors now recommend non-surgical treatments, and the most successful has been spinal decompression therapy. At Johnston Spinal Care 596-BACK, I've made it my mission to get the word out about spinal decompression. Safer than medications, and it actually addresses the root of the problem. Sciatica, stenosis, neuropathy, herniated discs, arthritis are all conditions that respond very well to spinal decompression, with long-term results. Even failed back surgery patients can find relief from spinal decompression. Isn't it time to get active again? Call our Medicare-friendly office, Johnston Spinal Care, at 596-BACK for a free telephone consultation. 596-BACK. 596-2225.
Hey folks, can I let you in on a little secret, a little something to talk about? Sean Henderson here, bringing news that Walker's Marine is under new ownership. That's right, Mr. Walker sold the dealership to us at OneWater in March of 21. Over the last year, we've worked diligently to make buying or servicing your boat in Southwest Florida headache-free. In fact, we've made so much progress that our partners at Pursuit Boats and the good folks at Yamaha Outboard paid for this ad to inform you of our improvements. The new Walker's Marine has doubled staff in all of our service locations from Cape Coral to Marco Island. If you're looking to upgrade the old boat and trade her in for something new or used, give us a call. Find us at walkersmarine.com, select your nearest location, and come see us. Tons of boats in stock. We've got new boats, used boats, brokerage boats, consignment boats, and even a banana boat. Actually, I might have to check our banana boat inventory. Seriously, folks, we are here and better prepared than ever to assist with all of your boating needs, and hey, we're always open at walkersmarine.com. Again, that's walkersmarine.com.
Thank you for waking us all up out here, for all you do. And
thank you for giving us the voice.
For being out there helping to keep the constitutional republic.
I want to thank you for
your support for veterans in the military.
Educating us.
Standing up for conservatism.
Giving us the truth.
Daybreak with Drew Steele.
Yeah, we're back. We're back in Southwest Florida. And some inside Drew Steele baseball from CPAC. Just a couple of things that were going on that maybe we need some clarification. Because the media kind of attached themselves to some stories. It was interesting to walk around CPAC. And what happens is just, again, a little inside CPAC baseball. When you're there are liberal outlets all over. But what they do is they don't tell you who they are. They kind of troll. So they're walking around. They're looking for who they think they could find to sound like the biggest dolt. You know, there's a guy that walked around that looked like Ben Franklin and George Washington combined, and you couldn't tell which one he was. You know, he's got the white wig, and he's got the three-point hat, and he's walking around, and he's got the top part of his outfit looks good, but then he's wearing white sweatpants. Kind of, it's like, all right, well, it kind of ruins the look with like sneakers, but that's not the point. So then, when things happen, certain things at CPAC happen. There's nothing more than that the media loves than to be able to kind of grab onto that topic or grab onto that person or grab onto whatever it is they see and start to make it into something that it's not. Most of the time lying about it, but at other times kind of making it seem like it's something that it's not. Stretching the truth, if you will.
just to make it sound like CPAC's awful, awful human beings, the former president, Donald Trump there. And I will tell you this, I left to go to come back home on Saturday afternoon. When I got up on Saturday morning, and that was when the former president was going to speak Saturday evening. I don't know, it was like 6 or 7 o'clock at night. When I got up to grab some breakfast in the morning downstairs, took the elevator down, there was a line already around the building. I'm not kidding. There was a line all ready to get in, and he wasn't speaking until 6 at night. Please don't tell us that there are people in this country, a majority of individuals, who do not want to see the former president of the United States run again. Look, I don't know how it's going to go. I know if you care about these kind of things and straw polls, it was like 70% to 23% Trump over DeSantis, and then everybody else is and also ran. So it appears as if the former president still has quite the amount of support behind him. And we'll see how it goes for 24. Let's focus on 22. Let's certainly focus on the local. Let's certainly focus on the school boards and county commissions and other places that we've got to keep an eye on here, because if we can't lock down Southwest Florida, if we can't get it right this time, then I don't know what happens next. I don't know what happens, but we got to get it right now. All right, 239-479-5592 is the Brett AC Talk and Text line. We stream live, drewsteele.com. The website, Steele has 3 E's. You can go to the website to watch. You can go to our channel on Rumble, and please subscribe. You can go to facebook.com/Drew Steele Radio. We're there as well. First of all, Jake, you okay? Everything good? You miss me being here personally? Did you miss the fact that I was not in studio? It's not the same, buddy, right?
Nah,
it just feels different, doesn't it?
It's very quiet.
It's quiet, like in a good way quiet, or?
I don't really communicate with many other humans in this building.
Yeah.
So it was just, I didn't talk a lot.
All right.
My
Well,
human interaction was very low.
okay. Which you kind of like.
I don't mind it, but it's also weird sometimes.
Yeah. Just to give you an idea of how low Jake's human interaction is, apparently he ate some food in his house that he doesn't know how it got there. And
This is true.
And there's people that live in his house with him. So
It may or may not have been expired too.
that's really a takeaway today for you, is that even in your own home, you don't communicate enough to find out whose food is in the freezer or fridge, and yet you still eat it.
Yeah, that's just how it goes.
That is quite the trust that you have in humankind.
I feel like I did someone a favor. So
By getting rid of expired taquitos or whatever they're called?
Takis.
I have no idea. I heard you mention it as you were walking out the door.
It's like flaming hot cardboard.
Why would anybody want to eat flaming hot cardboard?
I thought the same thing after I ate about 3 and then half the bag, and then the bag was gone. So, I don't know.
They come in a bag. Yeah, that's another thing that... 239-479-5592. Let's move on. All right, we've got a lot to go into. Yes, somebody's going to have to pay for this. Somebody is got this right on the money, and somebody is going to be giving up their money. The Inflation Reduction Act that passed in the Senate on Sunday along party lines, Kamala Harris, the casting vote, which really wasn't the casting vote. Even Grover Norquist was saying, listen, if you're going to be honest, it's all the Democrats. But really, it's Joe Manchin's vote. This is Joe Manchin's bill. I mean, he's the one that could have taken it away and decided not to. And we will talk about that coming up in just a little bit. Also, Bill Maher said something over the weekend that I think we need to touch on. And it has to do with how, let's just put it this way. Bill Maher pretty much decided to go after society in this country for encouraging people to celebrate being overweight. Some might say fat, but you really can't say fat, because if you call somebody fat, or you use the word fat, or you describe somebody as fat, that's not nice. It's bad. It's overweight, extremely overweight, and where we were in this country in the past and where we are now. And how there are people that are encouraging and celebrating this. And are we done with this? And I only want to bring this up because it is humorous to me that Bill Maher, who is a quintessential liberal, he's not a leftist, he's a liberal, as described by him. Big difference. And as one, he is somebody who sometimes says things and you're like, wow, is he conservative? And then there are times then right after he says something that you think he's a conservative, where he goes right back to being kind of a leftist. And then you're like, oh, no, he's a leftist. But he describes himself as a liberal. It's humorous to me that Bill Maher and a liberal, a leftist, would say something like this when it is the left in this country who has created the atmosphere that we are in right now, the culture that we're in, which is everything has to be celebrated, even things that we disagree with that we know for sure could harm you, and others, even kids, that we have to celebrate it now. And if you don't celebrate it, And who's doing that? And somehow he's all of a sudden discovered this? Yeah, we'll get to that coming up in just a second. But first, let's talk about this. The former president of the United States, Donald Trump, at CPAC, was it Saturday? And I just wanted to play some of the things that he talked about that day because, well, I mean, obviously when he speaks about certain issues that I wanted to comment on, one of them, which is, let's see, he talked about school prayer being banned, but not drag shows? What?
The radical left's corrupt education establishment, the current system is sick. It's sick. We have the lowest scores almost in the world, and we spend more per pupil than any other nation. School prayer is banned, but drag shows are allowed to permeate the whole place. It's okay. You can't teach the Bible, but you can teach children that America is evil and that men are able to get pregnant. Whatever it takes, conservatives must liberate America's children from the captivity of these Marxist teachers' unions. That's what they are. Where do they come from?
Well, that was pretty serious. So how many Republicans will go there? I mean, obviously Ron DeSantis will go there. I'm not sure if many others will go where he's going. How about on guns and gun control? How about this?
We need to return to the tried and true strategy of a thing called stop and frisk. We have to take the guns away from people that are criminals. Instead of taking guns away from law-abiding Americans, let's take them away from the violent felons and career criminals for a change.
How about that? And getting a standing ovation for that. There is something to be said about where the focus has been, right? There's been this focus on the criminals and what we need to do to help them and the things that have to be done, criminal justice reform. And some would say, yeah, we need a little bit of reform, but you're getting too far to one side because that's what the left does. It's not like you can take a little bit of something and agree on both sides and say, you know what, there is a segment here that we can both agree on, criminal justice reform. No, the left doesn't do that. What they do is they want to go radically to the left on criminal justice reform, and that's what ends up happening is what he described. We take away guns from law-abiding citizens, and we don't do anything about the violent criminals. We don't talk about that enough. So let's see, what else did he talk about? Oh, he slammed the January 6th committee. How did he describe it?
And this corrupt January 6th of unselect people. They're unselect. They never comment when I use that. It's the unselect committee. But this corrupt group of people, these are the same people that went after me for the impeachment hoax, number one, number two. The same people, Adam Shifty Schiff, the same people. They look into the mics, then they lose, and then they go on to the next one. It's a disgusting. If they'd use the same energy to go and make our country great, it would be an incredible thing. But I don't know if they can do that.
You know, we're going to touch on that in just a little while from now as well. You probably heard Dick Cheney defending Liz Cheney and going after the former President Trump in an ad a minute. Did you hear that, Jake? Did you hear Dick Cheney, former Vice President of the United States, going after Donald Trump? No, you didn't hear. Okay, great. So you got to hear this. And what is it that many people have asked? What is it about Trump that the Cheneys, the Bushes, why do they hate him so much? Why are there so many people in Washington, D.C. that don't want him to be anywhere near the White House once again? All the things that they've tried to get him on, they haven't been able to because they've all been pretty much hoaxes, right? You talk about the impeachment 1 and 2. You talk about the Trump-Russia collusion hoax. Yes, sir.
It must be an embarrassment when a civilian comes in and acquires the highest level.
So is that
does way better than all of them political?
Yeah, and but is that it? There might be a little bit more to it. And Glenn Greenwald explained it so well, and we'll play some of that audio coming up. But there's just one other thing I wanted to play from CPAC and the former president there, and I'm just telling you, the crowds. The interesting thing is the big crowds that you would see around certain individuals at CPAC. Trump obviously lines around the building. People slept outside and then came inside at like 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, I'm told. Some people to wait in line so that they can go see him. Dr. Ben Carson was there, big. Like it was like, who's My Pillow guy? Why am I forgetting his name? What is it? I'm drawing a blank. Mike Lindell. I'm just telling you this interesting observations of some people. Ted Cruz was there. Okay. One other thing from the former president. This was great. He did comment on Jake. He commented on the Secret Service and overpowering Secret Service agents and lurching and going after the throat and grabbing the steering wheel. So as only Trump could do. You ready? Check this out.
You know what else I don't want to talk about? How about that phony story? I'm sitting in the back of the beast. I wasn't sure if I should be honored because I felt very strong. And I had these 2 big, strong Secret Service guys, and one guy could lift 350 pounds, no problem. And I said, take me to the Capitol. No, sir, can't do it. So I grabbed the steering wheel, the commandeer of the plane. And he rebuffed me, she said. He rebuffed. Interesting word. He rebuffed me, yeah, like this. He rebuffed me. So my hands fell around another powerful guy, strong as hell. I know these people. These are very strong people. It's just not my deal. And I started to choke him. I felt, when the story came out, some people said, I never knew you were that strong physically. And then they said I started throwing food all over the White House. No, I have too much respect for the White House. But that somebody could sort of believe, that you could. But to think that I'm going to be jumping into the seat, grabbing a wheel, being rebuffed, grabbing this big, powerful guy, his neck is like this, and grabbing, I'm going to take him. Oh, boy, oh, boy, oh, boy. Well, we have to put, and guess what? The Secret Service put out an announcement, which they never do, put out an announcement that it never happened. Which everyone knew anyway.
I just wanted to play a little bit of that. I just thought it was funny that he brought it up. And can you only imagine what, as he's sitting and hearing these news stories, he's sitting in his house like, what are you talking about? All right. So the former President Trump mocking the claim of overpowering the Secret Service and the beast. All right, a little bit there from CPAC from Saturday. 239-479-5592. All right, coming up, we'll get to some more interesting stories out of CPAC. One was the Brandon Straka in the cage, Marjorie Taylor Greene kneeling in front of him as if he was some deity, and you didn't the way the media described it, if you don't know the story, I'll tell you later. But, of course, it's not what happened, but I'll describe it. Also, on the way, we'll describe how, listen, everybody's taxes are going up. Everybody's going to be affected, lower income people especially. Supposedly, we're all going to go out now and buy electric vehicles because there's going to be all kinds of subsidies. You know how subsidies work, right? I mean, it's just free money. That's all it is. So we'll talk about the free money that's floating and how even the Wall Street Journal's like, hey, listen, you know, the whole thing about the Democrats voting for being able to negotiate prescription drug prices for Medicare. This is going to help to bring the prices down, right? Yeah, maybe not. So if you're somebody who cares about Medicare and prescription drug prices, yeah, they're getting ready to go up. It's going to do the exact opposite of what Democrats are telling you because, you know, that's how this works. All right, once again, 239-479-5592. A reminder that this Friday will be our second Friday of the month, which technically is taking over for the first Friday at Oaks Farm Seed to Table at the corner of Livingston and Immokalee Road in Naples. So we will be there this Friday to make up for our first Friday, last Friday, which we didn't do because of CPAC. I don't know how else to describe it. So we'll be there Friday, live, 6 to 9 a.m. Stay Break 92.5, Fox News, right all along.
92.5, Fox News, right all along.
Byron Donalds, Southwest Florida's conservative congressman. Byron is standing up to the Washington radicals and taking on the woke left. Byron is working to secure the border, tackle inflation, and get spending under control. Here's Byron Donalds.
They still want to spend billions and billions and billions of dollars on this Green New Deal while inflation is through the roof, hurting every American, regardless of your party, regardless of your race, regardless of your socioeconomic status. This is the insanity on Capitol Hill.
Byron Donalds has been fighting against this insanity every day to keep Florida free. That's why President Donald Trump endorsed Byron Donalds and called him a defender of the Second Amendment, and that Byron is a supporter of America First policies. Byron Donalds, Southwest Florida's conservative congressman.
I'm Byron Donalds, and I approve this message.
Paid for and approved by Byron Donalds for Congress.
Back to school is just around the corner, and as you get the kids set up for success, make sure you've got a winning insurance plan with the protection you need in place for your home and auto. Hi, this is Brian Chapman at Chapman Insurance Group. When it comes to protecting your loved ones and property, consider CIG. Give my team an opportunity to quote your home, auto, business, or flood policy. At Chapman Insurance Group, we can save you money for the same or better coverage in Southwest Florida. Visit a location near you or online at CIGFlorida.com today.
Swing and a drive. Greenwell hits a long drive to right field. That ball is gone. Home run, Mike Greenwell.
This is Mike Greenwell. I grew up here in Lee County. From swimming in the Caloosahatchee River to playing baseball at North Fort Myers High School, this has and always will be my home. I was blessed to play Major League Baseball for the Boston Red Sox. But when my career ended, there was only one place I wanted to raise my family and build my business, right here in Lee County. You may have known me as a baseball player hitting home runs for the Red Sox, but I'm also a conservative and a businessman. Now I'm running for the Lee County Commission. This is Mike Greenwell. I'm running so I can fight for lower taxes, less government regulations, and to make sure Lee County remains the best place to live, work, and play.
Greenwell swings. This ball is well hit to right field, and that ball is out of here. Another home run for Mike Greenwell.
This is Mike Greenwell, and I'm ready to hit a home run for Lee County. Paid by Mike Greenwell, Republican for Lee County Commissioner, District 5.
Smart homeowners know that proper maintenance of their home's AC can save a bundle in the long run. Trust our comfort specialists at 1 Hour Air Conditioning and Heating to keep your AC running strong. A proactive tune-up can actually help your AC run more efficiently and save you money on your electric bill. Call 855-1-HOUR or visit onehourair.com.
Always on time or you don't pay a dime. Always on time or you don't pay a dime.
Independently owned and operated, licensed in their respective state or county.
Bill was tired of saying no to his kids because of his debilitating pain.
I have 3 kids that are 13 and under. Every day they're asking, Dad, can we take a bike ride? Dad, can we play ping pong? Unfortunately, in the past, I had to sadly say no quite often.
An accident left Bill with aching knees and shoulders. Even after 4 knee surgeries, Bill still felt constant pain in his knees. And then he discovered QC Kinetics and their natural biologic therapies.
I did it on the knee. It really became life-changing. I've had the same results with the shoulder.
QC Kinetics non-invasive regenerative treatments help restore damaged tissue and provided much-needed relief for knees, hips, shoulders, and backs. Right there in the office, no downtime. Bill's able to do just about anything these days.
Like taking my kids to Disney World and walking 10 miles a day at Disney, bike riding, taking a walk on the beach.
Call QC Kinetics for your free consultation today. Call QC Kinetics, 239-893-PAIN. That's 239-893-PAIN. 239-893-PAIN.
This Fox Business Report is presented by the Darda Real Estate Group at dartagroup.com.
I'm Maria Bartiromo, and this is the Fox Business Report.
U.S. employers added 528,000 jobs last month, more than double market expectations. The July jobs report also showed the economy recovered all 22 million jobs lost at the start of the COVID-19 pandemic. The strong job market could mean the Federal Reserve may continue to raise interest rates to fight inflation. Elon Musk says he may move forward with his $44 billion takeover of Twitter if the company can confirm some details about how it measures whether user accounts are spam bots or real people. Twitter is suing the billionaire after Musk tried to back out of the deal when he accused Twitter of misleading his team about the true size of its user base. On Friday, the Dow closed up 76 points, the Nasdaq fell 63, and the S&P lost 6 points. And that's your Fox Business Report. I'm Richard Jordan, invested in you.
It's all right here at 92.5 Fox News. We've been right all along.
It's Fred Kobe with your Kobe Cooling Tip of the Day. Most of you know my granddaughter Kaylee, who has been doing commercials with me for 10 years. We laugh when we hear commercials about free air handlers and vacations all over Europe, or maybe even a giant rebate to buy your old air conditioner back. It's just funny. It says that these advertisers think you're that stupid they can give something away for free. It's just crazy. She's only 12 years old, and even she knows better than that. When you call Kobe Cooling, you'll get an honest, NATE certified mechanic who won't try to sell you an air conditioner. He'll fix it. And if you want to go on vacation, by all means, go on vacation. When you think of air conditioning companies, we hope you'll think of Kobe Cooling. No nonsense and no pressure. We're the company your neighbors use. License CACO 57313. Kobe, the most trusted name in the business since 1949.
You'd think an Army veteran with a military career including multiple combat deployments throughout the Middle East would be a great American. And you'd be right. But Joe Vanderbosch also happens to be a great dentist. An Army veteran of 8 years, Dr. Joe now makes his home in Southwest Florida, where his wife Sarah grew up.
Hi, I'm Dr. Joseph Vanderbosch, Freedom Dental on Metro Parkway in Fort Myers. In the Army, I received extra training in order to provide dental care in virtually any condition. That's why I can manage many dental treatments without the need to refer to a specialist. I served my country proudly for 8 years. Now I want to serve you and your dental needs. Special discounts for former and active military without dental insurance.
Dr. Vanderbosch provides emergency care and is now accepting new patients for cleaning, extractions, crowns, implants, and more. Find them online at freedomdentalfortmyers.com. That's freedomdentalfortmyers.com. Dr. Joseph Vanderbosch. Go to freedomdentalfortmyers.com.
My name is Sam Fisher. I'm a father, businessman, and conservative candidate for the Lee County School Board. I am also endorsed by Governor Ron DeSantis. Governor DeSantis endorsed me because he knows I'm a conservative fighter that will empower parents and put our children back at the forefront of the district's priorities. For years, our school board has ignored parents and taxpayers, pushed a radical leftist agenda, and wasted our tax dollars. Board members spend more time fighting amongst themselves than they do focusing on the education of our children. It's time for a change. I'm Sam Fisher, and I'm ready to make a difference on the Lee County School Board. I'll put an end to woke liberal policies. I'll get the $2 billion budget under control, and I'll make our schools safer. It's time to bring conservative policies to the school board, and that's why Governor DeSantis endorsed me. I'm Sam Fisher. I'm proud to have the support of Governor Ron DeSantis, and I would be honored to have your vote. Paid by Sam Fisher for Lee County School Board District 1.
This is Kevin Carnes, your Lee County Clerk of Courts and Comptroller. One of the greatest honors of my life was getting the call that America's Governor Ron DeSantis had appointed me to the position of Clerk of Courts. Governor DeSantis knew My 15 years of experience working in the clerk's office, along with my conservative principles, made me the right choice to be your clerk of courts. I've worked hard to not let him or you down. Now, I'm running to continue serving in that capacity. I'm Kevin Carnes, and as your clerk of courts and comptroller, I am dedicated to ensuring your government works transparently and you have open access to government records. I also stand as a check and balance to hold our local government accountable. As a lifelong conservative, you can trust me to make the best decisions with your tax dollars and always uphold our constitutional liberties. I'm Kevin Carnes, and I'm asking for your vote so I can keep working as your clerk of courts. After all, Governor DeSantis picked me, you should too. Paid by Kevin Carnes, Republican for Lee County Clerk of Courts.
For professional roofing, the name you need to know is D.R. Martineau.
Hi, Dan Martineau. When it rains in Florida, it really pours. Home without gutters can cause soil, landscape erosion, and potential foundation damage. D.R. Martineau will install new 6 or 7-inch seamless gutters and downspouts. Just Google DRM Roofing.
License number CCC 1326954.
For professional roofing, the name you need to know is D.R. Martineau.
The right place for local talk. Drew now. Trey for the Drive at 5. 92.5 Fox News. Right. All along. This is Daybreak with Drew Steele on 92.5 Fox News.
The CDC this week is reportedly expected to ease its coronavirus guidance recommendations, though I don't know how it could be any more eased. Nobody's wearing masks. The restaurants are full. Do they want us to kiss the waiter before we order?
No, I hope not. Yeah. So they're gonna. Yeah, the COVID is got. Is anybody? We're still doing the COVID talk. Are we still doing COVID talk? Have we stopped doing COVID talk yet? Are we? Where are we right now with this, Jake? Where are you right now in the with COVID? Are you? I mean, I had a couple of weeks ago. I had COVID. For me, it was a fever for half a day. It was gone. Broke the fever like a head cold. That's pretty much what it was for me. So, just personal experience, just describing what I had going on. But I don't know. Nobody's really. We're not talking about it anymore. I mean, how much? I guess to his point, how much more can you ease guidance recommendations? What else can we do? Are you still every time you pass by one of those machines that have the jelly stuff in your for your hands? There, are you constantly doing that? Constantly washing or using the hand sanitizer? Constantly doing that? Are you going up to the gas pumps and putting on double and triple masks to hold the gas pump itself? Did you do that at the beginning?
Oh, no.
You didn't do anything like that? Worried about touching stuff, so you would you take the, they have the paper there when they have the windshield washer and the paper.
I do kind of miss it because it was very easy to like kind of pick people out,
Well, people were cleaner, right? That's what I think with COVID, one thing we discovered is that there are certain people that just live dirty.
I don't know that it fixed those people.
I'm pretty confident when somebody walks out of the bathroom that they've washed their hands when they're done, and now people are back to, it's optional. You ever notice that?
Didn't take long, man.
It was a big change. Look, we're an open book on this program, okay? We just speak facts. We back them up with receipts, and then we just talk about some of the things that we notice. Have you noticed that that there are certain people, maybe it's just me, but if I'm using a public restroom and somebody's in there, I always notice the guy that, well, I can't really be sure. I mean, it's one of those situations where, you're in the restroom and
please do not use gendered language to address everyone.
Okay, whatever. There was a little Biden.
Wait your turn, Biden.
There was a Biden in there. I think I noticed that more after COVID. Everybody washed their hands, and they were going in there. In some cases, they were going to public restrooms, and they were washing their hands just to wash their hands because COVID. They weren't even going into the restroom to use the facilities, except for the washing hands portion of the facilities. Now I notice again where everybody's like, okay, back to my laxed ways, and You have somebody using the facilities and then they just walk out. It's like, can you come back here? COVID's still going on. Can you wash up? I just feel like saying that. Is it just me? Am I on an island? You don't notice that? That people do that? It's 239-479-5592. That is the Brett AC talk and text line. Streaming live, drewsteele.com, the website. Steele has 3 E's. Go there and watch. Yeah, I don't want to talk about that anymore either. It's just me. Okay. All right, let's see. We had Vice President Harris cackling up a little bit. And she's always got the cackle going on, and even when they're ready to take your tax money here.
On this vote, the yeas are 50, the nays are 50. The Senate being equally divided, the Vice President votes in the affirmative, and the bill, as amended, is passed.
Listen to the cackle. There it is. Oh, claps and cackles. Claps and cackles. That's what. Why don't we call the Democrat Party from now on claps and cackles? Because it's pretty much that's what you get. You get the claps and cackles. See what I'm saying? You got claps and cackles. So claps and cackles was right there to tell everybody that the Inflation Reduction Act passed in the Senate along party lines. The vice president casting the tie-breaking vote. There you heard it happening right there. $739 billion, but who cares? It's just between friends. And they're going to tackle drug prices. They're going to fix health care. Raise taxes on the wealthy, and climate change. So look, doesn't that sound like a great package? They're going to have to pay. The election's only weeks away. They desperately had to get this through, and they did. And they will be more than happy to lose because they got this. And they better. Of the $739 billion, $369 billion goes to climate change initiatives. $369 billion of $739 billion goes to climate change initiatives. You believe this? $64 billion funding goes to the Affordable Care Act. The size of the bill's budget will be made up by a 15% corporate minimum tax. Do you really think, honestly, 15% going after corporations who already have a 21% minimum tax they have to pay no matter what? Did you know that they have to pay a 21? That is happening. That they pay tens of billions of dollars every year in taxes. The whole idea that the corporations don't pay their fair share or don't pay taxes, they're not paying it. There's somebody in my office who's paying more taxes. That's a lie. That's a flat out lie. And now a 15% corporate minimum tax on top of that, which is so interesting because you know that they're going to pass it on to us. And there may be some people that can afford to pay it, but there's a lot of low-income folks that can't. And as inflation climbs, it's like a tax. Raises taxes for everyone except those making between $10,000 and $30,000 a year, despite Biden saying he's not going to raise taxes on those making less than $400,000 a year. Yeah, you sure about that? So there you go. Lots of fun stuff in there. The Wall Street Journal had an opinion piece. Price controls for Medicare mean higher costs for everyone else. Democrats vote to raise drug prices. Wait a minute, that can't be right. We're told that they're not going to be raising prices. We're told that, as a matter of fact, that Medicare is going to be able to negotiate. So that means prices are going to go down, right? Right? Which is really weird because when you think about negotiations, I wonder how that works. Because there's one of two things that happen with negotiations. When you're negotiating the price of, let's say, a vehicle, and you walk in there and you say, I want to pay this price, and the dealership says, you got to pay this price, and you say, no, I can only afford this price, and the dealer says, yeah, well, I'm sorry, it's got to be at least this price. Do you come to a conclusion that both can work with? Or do sometimes people walk away from the deal? Like it's never going to happen. You want a brand new car and you only have $200 a month to spend. The dealer can't do it, Jake. It cannot happen. As much as you want a brand new car for $200 a month, they can't make it happen with what you have available to you, whether it's your credit, whether it's the money down, all of that. So they're walking away. You can come back as much as you want, and you can talk about how this is all I have, and this is all I'm going to give you. The dealer's going to walk away. There's nothing they can do. You don't think that when it comes to Medicare and prescription drugs and trying to deal with prices with pharmaceutical companies, that if the government is only willing to, and there's only a certain amount of money that they're going to be able to spend on prescription drugs, you don't think that pharmaceutical companies can go, you can't do it. It's impossible. Sorry. It's not going to happen. We're walking away from this deal. It's just not going to happen. We can't do it. Democrats who passed the Schumer Manchin bill on Sunday voted to raise drug costs and health premiums for 220 million privately insured Americans. That isn't hyperbole. It's the inevitable economic result of Medicare drug price controls after the Senate parliamentarian this weekend struck the bill's inflation rebates. Democrats know their Medicare take-it-or-leave-it drug, quote-unquote, negotiations, i.e. the price controls, would have spillover effects on the commercial market. This was one argument they made to the Senate parliamentarian for keeping the bill's requirement that drug makers pay Medicare rebates if they raise prices in the commercial market higher than inflation. If drug makers must give Medicare steep discounts on certain drugs, listen to this, they'll compensate by increasing prices in the commercial market. Even Senator Chris Murphy, Democrat of Connecticut, told Politico, quote, "You can't untangle the private sector from the public. One doesn't work without the other." It's exactly what happened in healthcare more broadly. Medicare has long paid hospitals and physicians below the cost of treating patients. How many times have you heard this, everybody? How many times have you heard a physician saying, "I don't take Medicare. I just don't do it. I can't"? How many times have you heard doctors, physicians saying things like, "I'm just not making enough. I'm not getting paid enough from Medicare to do this." And they won't take the patients. They can't. To compensate, hospitals and physicians charge private insurance plans more. So what happens? Private insurers, on average, pay about twice as much as Medicare for hospital services and 43% more to physicians. The bill's inflation rebates would have effectively fixed drug prices for privately insured Americans and were more punitive for drug makers than the Medicare controls because they applied to nearly all brand prescription and provider-administered drugs and 4 times as many patients. The Medicare controls will cover 60 drugs by the end of the decade. And one other thing, the Congressional Budget Office estimates that the rebates would raise $62 billion over the decade. That's not chump change. Yet the Senate parliamentarian ruled that the rebates violated budget reconciliation rules, which prohibited measures whose policy impact dwarfs their budgetary impact. And it's worth noting that overall prescription drug prices have increased 2.5% over the past year. They've been flat over the past 4 months because of generic competition. A major reason some drug list prices can spike from year to year are rebates extracted by pharmaceutical benefit managers as well as those that Congress has mandated to be paid to Medicaid. And what does this bill do for that? Nothing to reform the other rebates. So there's going to be higher premiums and drug costs for privately insured Americans. So where they're telling you things, "Oh, this is going to help," you're not going to believe what you're going to see. Yeah, we believe it because if it's called an Inflation Reduction Act, you can be guaranteed inflation is going up. And when they say your drug prices are going down, you can be guaranteed they're going the other way. I think it was Senator Kennedy, Republican of Louisiana, that said it best.
It takes a special kind of stupid, in my judgment, to raise taxes during both a recession and inflation. That's called stagflation, which is what we have right now as a result of President Biden's policy.
Oh, no. That's not true. We're going to lower those prescription drug prices and we're going to save the planet. It's amazing. When you spend $369 billion out of $769 billion on climate, Jake, you're not going to believe this. Next summer, the temperature in Southwest Florida, it's going to be a balmy 75. No humidity. You're not going to believe it because of the money that we are going to spend on climate change. It's going to be remarkable So nothing to worry about. And and by the way, a little added benefit. Hold on, this just in, everybody.
Breaking news. A bombshell.
Now, according to Democrats, this climate change money we're going to be spending, $369 billion, 40 degrees on average for Southwest Florida for the month of December and January. So you can get coats now. If you like jackets, you like coats, you like the coats, the parka-looking ones where you put it over your head. It's got the furry stuff over there around there, the furry thing going on. Yeah, you'll be able to wear that every single day because the climate's coming down, baby, because we're spending money. Do you see how stupid you sound? Sorry, I shouldn't use the word stupid. I get crazy about this. I know, don't use the word stupid. My son's listening. Sorry, get back to sleep. Or start getting your homework ready. Or what? Okay.
Wait.
What?
How does he have homework?
My son doesn't have homework?
He's homeschooled.
Well, I mean, it's got homework.
So, it's all homework.
That is correct. Don't call me out. Anyway, it's too early to call me out. And I've been away. But, I mean, don't you sound like an adult? Are you listening to yourself? Your claim is that if we spend $400 billion with a B, I know B's and T's and F's and whatever else you want to put out there, doesn't matter. Does it $360, 360,000, 360 billion, 360 trillion? It all sounds the same. You can't compute in your head with 369 billion, but it's a lot. Are you seriously sitting there and telling me to my face that the more money we spend on climate change, that we're going to change the climate of the planet? Are you really saying that? You can't be serious. Yet you are. It's maddening. You know, you wouldn't believe it. If we spend $360 billion, there'll be a bubble surrounding the United States, and we'll be able to stop China's burning fossil fuels. You got all kinds of countries that are going like India, and they're like, you all are serious? We're not stopping. We got an economy to run here, people. Call us when you got the whole electric solar panel thing working so it's as efficient as using fossil fuels. Give us a call when you got all that figured out. In the meantime, we're burning like crazy, baby, and we're going to keep the economy going, and we're not going to worry about anything when it comes to your climate change nonsense. We'll give you a wink and a nod. Yeah, we'll sign on to whatever you want, but we're not going to follow it. And you are out there thinking that somehow you're going to save some floating polar bear, or somehow you're going to wear 40-degree parkas during the summer now in Southwest Florida, and next year we're only going to have 70 degrees as the high because you spent... Sorry, I'm going to say something else. You sound like an idiot. And I don't want to be mean, but man, does that make me mad. It just makes me... I know. I've used two really bad words this morning for this program. Stupid and idiot. And I shouldn't say that. Why don't you stop me? Just stop me. You got control of the mic. Just shut it off.
No. I think it's good.
No, it's bad. Can't say stuff about people like that. Unless they are. Then I really don't know what to do. All right, 239-479-5592. Maybe you disagree. Maybe $369 billion spent on climate change really is going to save the planet. Like we're going someplace. Like we need saving, and only money can change it. Whew. All right. When we come back, we'll talk about something completely different. How about Bill Maher and talking about fat people? No, I'm not kidding. That's his words, not mine. So we'll get to that coming up. And why are we celebrating the overweight? Again, his words, not mine, but it is very provocative and very interesting when you listen to what he has to say. Coming up, it's Daybreak 92.5, Fox News, right all along.
Whether you're commuting to the office or driving to the beach, always stay to the right with 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Dear Lee County residents, on August 23rd, you'll elect a new county commissioner due to the passing of Frank Mann. I'm Joseph Gambino, and I'm not a politician. I don't have any special interest to serve on the county commission seat. I always put God family, and country first. Lee County is one of the fastest growing counties in our nation. I'm committed to keep taxes low and maintain our quality of life. I'll get right to work and tackle the key issues in our county, like rapid development, rising electric rates, supporting small businesses, and water quality. My opponents are wealthy, power-hungry tycoons, one in construction development and the other a serial politician in commercial real estate. I doubt their motives as county commissioner have anything to do with improving life for you or your family. Elect me, and I will owe no favors to anyone except doing what's in the best interest of the residents of Lee County. I will be a commissioner for the people. So, on August 23rd, vote for Joseph Gambino, Lee County Commissioner, District 5. I'm Joseph Gambino, and I approve this message.
At Cool Today, we've been keeping our customers cool since 1963. When your AC is broken, you don't want to wait for service, and you shouldn't. With our same-day comfort guarantee, we promise to be there within 4 hours or your service call is free. Our techs are ready to serve you now, guaranteed. We drive mobile warehouses, and we fix 95% of all AC problems on the same day. If your AC is broke, don't wait. We guarantee we'll be there within 4 hours. Visit CoolToday.com to book now.
CoolToday.com. Our kids can't vote, but you can. I'm Denise Nystrom for Lee County School Board District 6. Everyone votes for me in District 6. As a former assistant superintendent of schools, I am not happy with our education system. I have attended all school board meetings, and with my skill set, I can hit the ground running. School board elections are critical. If we want our country back, we take our children back. I have the right credentials. I am the right choice. Vote August 23rd for Denise Nystrom. Paid for by Denise Nystrom for Lee County School Board District 6.
You know what a garage door is for, right? To keep some stuff out of your garage? Leaves, water, what is this, dead bugs? If this door doesn't close all the way, it's a mess in here. The wind, the rain. You know that's why we moved out of caves, right? We invented doors. Caveman's wife said, "Hey, Grog, honey, I can't take it. With the leaves and the water and the dead bugs in here, could you please stop working on that stupid wheel and invent the door?" Ugh. At Mo Better Garage, we make that way mo better. A simple tune-up with some track and roller maintenance gets your garage door closing all the way down every time. A new rubber seal at the bottom, and your car has a clean, dry, dead bug-free place to spend the night. I don't believe I have to actually explain why this makes sense, but I will, because I'm Mo. Call Mo Better Garage, and we'll come over and make it right. Just think of all the sweeping you won't have to do.
Mo Better Garage, we make it way more better.
MoBetterGarage.com.
Alda's Diner in Naples makes everything from scratch with daily homemade specials for breakfast and lunch. Enjoy big portions of your favorite comfort foods, from steak and eggs or pancakes for breakfast to fantastic salads or their famous Donald J. Burger for lunch. And don't forget about Alda's extensive bar menu with drink specials for that perfect summer afternoon. Make Alda's your go-to spot. They're on the corner of Vanderbilt Beach Road and 951 in Naples. Alda's Diner. There's no place like it.
With kids out of school, friends and barbecues, and all the pool, boat, and beach days, it all makes for a good summer mess. Something Closet Factory has been solving home by home for decades, building completely custom garage wall organizers and summer sport and sand rooms and more, so you and the family can have all the fun that summer holds without tracking it into your home. To check out how fun a more streamlined summer can be, call or visit ClosetFactory.com. Summertime fun. That's how we build it.
Pandemic, market drops, elections. Don't let the noise and fear distract you. Where do you go for clarity in uncertain times? I'm Alfie Townsend, Southwest Florida's financial planner. For experience, advice on planning for retirement, visit SavingTheInvestor.com.
I'm Tiffany Esposito, and I'm running to represent you in the Florida House. I was born and raised right here in Southwest Florida, and I've spent my professional career working to protect and grow our local businesses. I'm running because I want to ensure Florida remains the freest state in the nation. Thanks to Governor DeSantis, we've set the standard for freedom in America, but we must fight to keep it that way. I'm Tiffany Esposito. I'm pro-life, pro-gun, and a champion of the free market, and I will always fight to protect our freedoms. We've seen the impact of Biden's failed policies, from gas prices to the indoctrination of our students to a border crisis. Florida must remain the firewall between tyranny and individual liberty. I'll work to secure our borders, fix our public schools, and I'll keep Brandon's policies out of our free state. I'm Tiffany Esposito. I'm running for the Florida House to fight for the conservative principles that make Florida the greatest state in America, and I'm asking for your vote. Paid by Tiffany Esposito, Republican for Florida House District 77.
Looking for a reputable HVAC service provider? 1 Hour Air Conditioning and Heating of Naples provides a high level of service and value to our clients. To learn more, visit onehourairnaples.com or call 855-1-HOUR.
Calling out political theft by the left. 92.5 WFSX Estero. Fox News. Right all along.
Republicans wanted no part of it. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News.
The Senate being equally divided, the Vice President votes in the affirmative, and the bill, as amended, is passed.
But no GOP senators were cheering what Democrats call the Inflation Reduction Act that passed after Vice President Harris broke the 50-50 tie.
It takes a special kind of stupid, in my judgment, to raise taxes during both a recession and inflation.
Republican Senator John Kennedy.
Almost half the $740 billion cost goes to paying down the federal deficit, paid for with new corporate taxes, including a 15% minimum tax on the largest corporations. $375 billion goes to combating climate change.
It would also lower prescription drug costs for seniors. Fox's Lucas Tomlin said the White House also has President Biden's statement.
Senate Democrats sided with American families over special interests, voting to lower the cost of prescription drugs, health insurance, and everyday energy costs and reduce the deficit while making the wealthiest corporations finally pay their fair share.
Now, today, the president will take a trip to Kentucky, where there's still a lot of flood devastation to clean up. He'll survey some of it. At least 37 people were killed. Many more lost their homes or had them badly damaged. It's quiet in Gaza. A ceasefire has held this morning, ending 3 days of fighting between Israelis and Palestinians.
Earlier, we saw Islamic Jihad firing rockets into major population centers here, including the cities of Tel Aviv and Jerusalem. The Israelis responding with airstrikes along the Gaza Strip, killing more than 40 Palestinians, most of them militants from the group Islamic Jihad.
That's Fox's Trey Yingst in Ashkelon, Israel. Police in Albuquerque, New Mexico keep investigating if the killings of 4 Muslim men are connected. One was killed Friday night in an ambush. 2 others also killed in the last week, another in November. America's listening to Fox News.
This Fox News update is presented by Freedom Dental of Fort Myers. Online at freedomdentalftmyers.com.
Wink News, traffic.
The midpoint bridge between Fort Myers and Cape Coral starting to pick up as you get off the bridge going into Fort Myers from Cape Coral. Rest of the bridge, though, looking pretty clear. Edison-Caloosahatchee, no problems whatsoever. That Cape Coral bridge looking good, but that intersection, Cape Coral Parkway and Del Prado, starting to heat up in that eastbound direction on Cape Coral Parkway. If you're going to the beach this morning, Fort Myers Beach will be easy to get to because that Big Blue Bridge is clear and the Sanibel Causeway is seeing no issues whatsoever. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Rachel Cox-Rosen, Wink News.
Wink Weather Authority.
We get to enjoy another dry start to your Monday, but look out for scattered thunderstorms developing, especially after 3 o'clock this afternoon with heavy rain and frequent lightning. We'll be looking for highs warming into middle 90s for today, with a chance for thunderstorms dwindling even as we head towards about sunset and to about 9 p.m. this evening before those wind down, leaving us dry as we head into your Tuesday morning. We'll be waking up to temperatures in the middle 70s to kick off the day tomorrow. Saharan dust begins to move back in for your Tuesday. Despite that, we should still maintain a chance for some scattered thunderstorms tomorrow, but lower rain chances return Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Hot and hazy conditions with highs set to remain in the middle 90s. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
Find conservative sanity and Sean Hannity at rightallalong.net. 92.5 Fox News is streaming live around the clock.
You'd think an Army veteran with a military career including multiple combat deployments throughout the Middle East would be a great American. And you'd be right. But Joe Vanderbosch also happens to be a great dentist. An Army veteran of 8 years, Dr. Joe now makes his home in Southwest Florida, where his wife Sarah grew up.
Hi, I'm Dr. Joseph Vanderbosch, Freedom Dental on Metro Parkway in Fort Myers. In the Army, I received extra training in order to provide dental care in virtually any condition. That's why I can manage many dental treatments without the need to refer to a specialist. I served my country proudly for 8 years. Now I want to serve you in your dental needs. Special discounts for former and active military without dental insurance.
Dr. Vanderbosch provides emergency care and is now accepting new patients for cleaning, extractions, crowns, implants, and more. Find them online at freedomdentalfortmyers.com. That's freedomdentalfortmyers.com. Dr. Joseph Vanderbosch. Go to freedomdentalfortmyers.com.
This is Kevin Carnes, your Lee County Clerk of Courts and Comptroller. One of the greatest honors of my life was getting the call that America's Governor Ron DeSantis had appointed me to the position of Clerk of Courts. Governor DeSantis knew my 15 years of experience working in the clerk's office, along with my conservative principles, made me the right choice to be your Clerk of Courts. I've worked hard to not let him or you down. Now, I'm running to continue serving in that capacity. I'm Kevin Carnes, and as your Clerk of Courts and Comptroller, I am dedicated to ensuring your government works transparently and you have open access to government records. I also stand as a check and balance to hold our local government accountable. As a lifelong conservative, you can trust me to make the best decisions with your tax dollars and always uphold our constitutional liberties. I'm Kevin Carnes, and I'm asking for your vote so I can keep working as your Clerk of Courts. After all, Governor DeSantis picked me, you should too. Paid by Kevin Carnes, Republican for Lee County Clerk of Courts.
The things that were meant to be together were brought together. My Shower Door epitomizes that saying by pairing their award-winning glass manufacturing with their proprietary hardware. My Shower Door was just ranked the #1 shower door company in the U.S. by Glass Magazine. With more than 2,500 five-star Google reviews and their 10 Florida showrooms, My Shower Door has brought everything together. Want to see more? Go to myshowerdoor.com.
Searching everywhere for great prices on appliances? No, you're not, because you have better things to do. Besides, Good Deals has it for less, and they have plenty of items in stock despite shortages everywhere else. Remember, Good Deals guarantees the lowest price on everything they sell. Find a lower price anywhere, and Jay will beat it, guaranteed. Visit one of the showrooms in Fort Myers, Naples, and Cape Coral, or shop online at gooddealsappliances.com.
Good Deals Appliances. Have we got a deal for you?
Station is supported by Kubota and Florida Coast Equipment.
Our kids can't vote, but you can. I'm Denise Nystrom for Lee County School Board District 6. Everyone votes for me in District 6. As a former assistant superintendent of schools, I am not happy with our education system. I have attended all school board meetings, and with my skill set, I can hit the ground running. School board elections are critical. If we want our country back, we take our children back. I have the right credentials. I am the right choice. Vote August 23rd for Denise Nystrom. Paid for by Denise Nystrom for Lee County School Board District 6.
So are you sick and tired of that constant pain in your knees or hips or back, especially this time of year? You need to be moving pain-free, right? Hey, it's Drew Steele for the team at QC Kinetics. Look, QC Kinetics is helping people here every day, giving them lasting pain relief using the latest advances in regenerative medicine. The science is simple. They concentrate on your own body's healing agents and apply them to your aching joints, restoring and repairing damaged tissue with no drugs, no steroids, and no surgery. Listen, the old remedies for pain are not the only remedies. You need to learn more about how regenerative medicine at QC Kinetics can change your life. Make this the last summer you suffer from chronic pain. They've got clinics here and all over America. This is the exciting new natural way to deal with joint pain with no side effects and no downtime. Call QC Kinetics now for a free consultation. 239-893-PAIN. That's 239-893-PAIN with locations in Naples and Fort Myers. 239-893-PAIN.
Thank you for waking us all up out here, for all you do.
Thank you for giving us the voice.
For being out there helping to keep the constitutional republic. I want to thank you for
your support for veterans in the military.
Educating us.
Standing up for conservatism.
Giving us the truth.
Daybreak with Drew Steele.
You know, you ask for elected officials to bring their best. You're looking for the best and the brightest. You're looking for people with common sense. Sometimes they're not the best. Sometimes they're not the brightest. But common sense should reign. And to keep a theme going that we've started earlier in the program, and unfortunately language that I don't like to use, but for Jake this morning, who, upon complaining about his belly burning because of a bag full of taquitos that he ate last night that were too spicy, said, I'm not going to eat anything spicy, and in turn is eating what right now as we speak here live at the radio station? What are you eating?
Hot and spicy pork rinds.
Just for that reason alone, the frustration that we have here in the studio, we're being led by idiots. We just are. What is going on? And it's not... Look, let's just put it this way. Not everybody voted for Joe Biden, but it's pretty stinking close. 874 million people voting for Joe Biden is a pretty good number for that guy.
I got hairy legs.
Who doesn't want to vote for that guy? So we got that. You didn't do it. And we can't talk about anything else when it comes to election integrity because we got to stay away from that. By the way, there's some election integrity Florida news out there that we're going to get to. Florida politics, that does a great job at letting people know that there are a bunch of lefties over there. Every once in a while does a story or two, or actually the whole place that you go to there on the website will show you how they lean left and some fun Florida stories coming up. But I'm just trying to figure out how we got to this place as a country. Your morning cup of Joe may explain a little bit about what I'm talking about. The President of the United States, who was talking over the weekend about how important it was to pass the Inflation Reduction Act. Let's just let him do the talking. It's your morning cup of Joe.
Sit back with your morning cup of Joe.
Not a joke.
7 Nobel laureates in the economy, on the economists, and the economics, I should say.
Yeah, that's, you know what? We're in trouble. We're in trouble. We're doomed. We are absolutely doomed. We got 2 more years of this, or do we? You're hearing a lot of Hunter Biden buzz. The mainstream media, a lot of outlets are talking about Hunter Biden. Are they coming around to the fact that Joe Biden is corrupt and Hunter Biden's corrupt and the administration? Are you really thinking that? Oh, you got to stop. Just stop. Of course they're not. There's something else brewing. And I'm going to explain in just a second. We're led by dolts. That's probably the best word to use, right? We shouldn't say stupid. We shouldn't say idiot. We should say dolt.
I don't even know what that is.
Okay, we're led by morons. How about that? We'll just... Nancy Pelosi is a perfect example. Jake, do you remember when you were a little baby boy? Do you remember when you were a little baby Jake? Do you remember if you go way, way back to little baby Jake and you would be there on the beach and the breeze is blowing and you got your little pail and it's got the yellow shovel and a blue pail and you're there and you're digging out on the beach and you're trying to snag some shells, or maybe what are those little things that live underneath the sand every once in a while when you scoop them up? They're little white things and they move around really fast. What are those called?
You talking about crabs?
I'm not talking about crab. I know what a crab is. No, come on. Somebody's going to text 239-479-5592. On the beach, when you go there, you'll see the water come over and you'll see the bubbles and you'll grab down there and they've got they burrow in the sand. They're little white oh, come on. Look at the text line. And as soon as it pops, somebody's going to explain to me what it's called. I forget. Anyway, so you're there and you're digging on the beach and you're digging with your pail. And when you were a little baby boy, your mom would say, Jakey, what you digging for on the beach there, Jakey Jake? And Jake would say, if I keep digging this hole, I'll reach China. Remember that, Jake? If you keep digging, you'll hit China?
Yeah, actually I do.
Remember when you grew up, like when you were 10, and you realized that was the most ridiculous thing to imagine or think about or ever bring up again, because it's fun for kids 10 and under, but it's not something you'd bring up again, right? Oh, wait, not if you're Nancy Pelosi. Hey, listen to this.
When I was a little girl, I was told at the beach if I dug a hole deep enough, we would reach China. So we've always felt a connection there.
That's right. That's Nancy Pelosi telling China that we have always had a connection with them because when she was a kid, they used to talk about how if you dig far enough, you'll reach China. We're doomed. We're doomed. We are absolutely doomed. That's right. The connection with China, she spoke about during a press conference on Thursday, the special connection with China. Because when she was there on the beach, if she dug far enough, she'd reach China.
Bowl of doggy do.
Yes, you. in the back?
Sand fleas.
Sand fleas?
I guess.
Yeah, but there's another word for it. I forget what they're called. Sand fleas, but there's something else.
Coquinas?
Yeah, that's it. Coquinas. Yes. They're really cool. Have you ever seen the coquinas?
No. I don't know.
They're very cool. I don't know what their purpose is. I don't know how it's just, but can you eat them? I don't know. Can you boil up a big pot of coquinas? What is that? Okay. So, yeah, there's Nancy Pelosi. But we're fine. Everything is good. You can trust this administration. You can trust Democrats to tell you the truth about anything and everything, the Inflation Reduction Act. How about you, Bernie Sanders? What do you say about it, huh?
I want to take a moment to say a few words about the so-called Inflation Reduction Act that we are debating this evening.
Yeah, what about it?
And I say so-called, by the way, because according to the CBO and other economic organizations who have studied this bill, it will, in fact, have a minimal impact on inflation.
Well, that's weird. Why would Bernie Sanders say on the Senate floor that the so-called Inflation Reduction Act will, in fact, have a minimal impact on inflation, but you call it the Inflation Reduction? That's really strange. Why would Bernie Sanders attack it? Here's what you need to know. Bernie Sanders isn't attacking the Inflation Reduction Act. He loves it. Because all the money, the Green New Deal energy, whatever that's being spent that AOC loves and Bernie loves, and they're one and the same, and, the leftists, the Marxists, the socialists in this country love. Oh, it's in there. So he doesn't care about that. Yeah, it's going to have a minimal impact on inflation, but it doesn't matter because we're getting all the money we want for other things. Even Bernie Sanders, the so-called Inflation Reduction Act. And the dolts are out there selling it like that, and the Democrats are like, is there anybody else I can vote for that's Democrat? These folks seem amazing. Please don't. We're told by a progressive group in the state of Florida that they've done a new poll. And according to their poll, the incumbent governor of the state of Florida, Ron DeSantis, sits at less than 50% in a new poll. Survey results released by Progress Florida and Florida Watch show 48% of registered voters intend to vote for DeSantis for re-election. Meanwhile, about 43% of voters intend to vote for the Democrat challenger, whether it's Charlie Crist or Nikki Fried. In other words, what they're saying is, all of you out there keep talking about how everybody hates Democrats. They're a bunch of dolts. You got people like Nancy Pelosi and Biden and nobody's going to vote for them, and it's going to be a runaway. You're not going to believe the numbers. We're just telling you that the polling that we show, the Progress Florida and Florida Watch, now, of course, these are progressive groups, that what we see is it's going to be a little closer than you think. And I might say two things to this. The first thing would be that if you've got a progressive group that's looking and you dig into the numbers and they're claiming, listen, that they even tried to take these 2,244 registered Florida voters and weight them to reflect a midterm electorate favorable to Republicans, even one that was more favorable to Republicans is showing that there's not a whole lot of, there's not the kind of support, let's just say, for the Republican governor as you think, that it's not going to be his runaway. But the second thing is, I would agree in one aspect, which is don't take this for granted. The state's always close. We almost had Andrew Gillum as the governor of the state of Florida. Do we need to be reminded of this? For those that just moved here, Andrew Gillum is a criminal and prosecuted and did a lot of bad things and ended up in hotel rooms and places with clothing that was in one place that was not on his body and some other things that were pretty disgusting. And I don't want to go into the details, but let's just put it this way: look it up. And that guy was almost going to be the governor of the state. So if you're thinking that it's going to be runaway, just don't. Politically speaking, you got to vote like your world depends on it. Because it does. So please don't take these things for granted. A new poll is showing that Val Demings and Marco Rubio are tied in Florida's U.S. Senate race. The same groups are saying that they are tied. Now, I don't know. I know a lot of you are screaming right now and texting and saying things like they're progressive groups. Why are you even talking about this? because they want, of course, to increase the voter turnout in the state. Good luck with that. There's no motivation for Charlie Crist or Nikki Fried per se. But there is deep hatred for Ron DeSantis. To give up and to just assume that he's going to run away with this, you can't do that. Listen to the things that I said 2 minutes ago and you'll understand again how close it can possibly be. You don't take it for granted. By the way, there is a little bit of Ron DeSantis news. Marco Rubio news, which we don't have a whole lot of. So when there is some, it's always interesting. I was wondering why Marco Rubio was trending on Twitter yesterday, and now I know why. So the debate was going on about the Inflation Reduction Act, where Bernie Sanders says it's so-called and it's not going to decrease inflation. And listen, when you're a big socialist Marxist, you have no problem with inflation, stagflation, recession. None of these things bother you because it's fuel to your fire. Because Bernie Sanders can turn around and say, you see, this is what I've been talking about. You have to get rid of this capitalism and free market and not paying your fair share. And if we get rid of capitalism, we can replace it with something that would be more fair. Because this is what you do.
This is what you do.
That was actually pretty good. But come on, admit it. That's not bad. That wasn't bad. The reason why I can easily do a Bernie Sanders is because he sounded like everybody that lived on my block when I was growing up. Pretty much. So you've got Marco Rubio, who's debating on the floor of the Senate as they are debating the Inflation Reduction Act. And Marco Rubio's like, hey, I got an idea. Because there's going to be a lot of money that's going to be spent. So why don't we do this? Let's amend this Senate bill to limit federal pregnancy programs to biological females. We're talking about prescription drugs. We're talking about Medicare. We're talking about all kinds of money, billions of dollars that's going to be spent. By the way, that we don't have, that we continue to print, and we're just going into oblivion, and it's not pretty. So he's like, hey, I got an idea. Let's just do this. Can we all get on record that we want to limit the federal pregnancy programs to biological females? I mean, everybody should be on board with this, right? Can we just...
The only people who are capable of being pregnant are biological females, and therefore I think federal pregnancy programs should be limited to biological females, and that's what this would do. Well, thank you, Mr. President.
Okay. So that's it. That's all this is going to do. I just want to make sure that if we're going to spend money and we're going to have these federal pregnancy programs, that they've got to be for biological females. That's all. We don't want to... And he explains a little further that...
A few minutes ago, I looked back across 5,500 years of human history. So far, every single pregnancy has been a biological female. And so therefore, the only thing I'm trying to do is make sure that federal law is clear that since every pregnancy that's ever existed has been in a biological female, that our federal laws reflect that, and our pregnancy programs are available to the only people who are capable of getting pregnant, biological females. Very simple. I would accept a unanimous consent if they want to offer it, and we can move on and not waste any time.
Yeah. I mean, we just, listen, just have unanimous consent and we can move on. I mean, this is like nonsense. Let's just, right? What's the problem here? Let's just get this... You know what the problem is. You got the left. You've got Democrats. You got socialists. Marxists, all the same. And there's Senator Patty Murray, Democrat of Washington State. Oh, she's not happy about this.
When we are facing the challenges we do in this country, when we're facing challenges in this country and helping our constituents to lower costs, it is outrageous that Republicans are trying to define pregnancy, of all things, on this floor, on this day, after hours of voting on amendments. I urge a no vote.
Yeah, and all the Democrats, all of them, every single one of them said, yeah, we're not voting for this. Seemed pretty easy to say that and to agree with that, but Democrats won't because politics. And look, you may think it's that in a way she's right, that all Marco Rubio is doing is grandstanding and it's a political year and he's got a race in Florida and he just wants to establish his conservative bona fides, and that's really what it is all about, is establishing those bona fides and making sure that, for election season. But what if there's something else here? What if just the simple act of not doing this explains a lot about where we are culturally in this country? It does. And I will describe that coming up in just a little bit, because it's important that we recognize this once again, because these are the battles that we continuously have. They're battles of a culture war that we have to win. We got to win it, everybody. This is it. It's a big deal. Why? I'll explain coming up. 239-479-5592 is the Brett AC Talk and Text line. We stream live, drewsteele.com, the website. Steele has 3 E's. Go there, watch, and subscribe to our channel on Rumble. It's Daybreak 92.5, Fox News, right all along.
The news you need, the host you trust, getting it right all day and all night. 92.5, Fox News, right all along.
Imagine replacing your old kitchen with the kitchen of your dreams. Brand new custom-made cabinet doors. Drawer fronts, hand-finished by true craftsmen. Designer hardware, new hinges, and everything installed beautifully in less than a week, start to finish. Expensive? No. To the contrary, with refacing by Cornerstone, you'll save so much, we should really talk about your master bathroom, too. Go for wow. Go for Cornerstone.
Need a seawall or boat dock? Call 844-WB-BUILT. I'm Jimmy Williamson of WB Williamson Brothers. WB represents the 4th generation of a tradition that began with our grandfather in 1967, a tradition that made the Williamson name synonymous with seawalls and docks. 2022 building code mandates improved seawall design, and WB is ready. Our seawalls are constructed of 5,000 PSI concrete and with the same composite rebar used in bridge construction. This allows us to offer the industry's only lifetime seawall structural warranty. Our docks are built from true marine timbers, stainless fasteners, and the strongest deck board in the industry, Wear Deck. It's the last deck board you will ever need. And for a limited time, sign with WB for a new seawall, and we will include at no cost a 5-foot wide, 20-foot long dock. And we will begin construction within 90 days. That's right, a lifetime seawall warranty, a free 20-foot boat dock, and we will start within 90 days. WB Williamson Brothers, 844-WB-BUILT.
At Cool Today, we've been keeping our customers cool since 1963. When your AC is broken, you don't want to wait for service, and you shouldn't. With our same-day comfort guarantee, we promise to be there within 4 hours or your service call is free. Our techs are ready to serve you now, guaranteed. We drive mobile warehouses and we fix 95% of all AC problems on the same day. If your AC is broke, don't wait. We guarantee we'll be there within 4 hours. Visit cooltoday.com to book now.
Cooltoday.com. This is Jada Langford Fleming. I spent 20 years in the classroom as a teacher, but walked away when our school district stopped putting children first, stopped respecting teachers, and forced us to indoctrinate our students with their liberal agendas. I'm running for Lee County School District to change that. I'm running to bring the education of our children back to the forefront of the district's priorities. And I am determined to change the current culture and put parents and taxpayers back in charge of our schools. I'm Jada Langford Fleming. I'm a 7th-generation Floridian, and this community means everything to me. I grew up on many of your TV screens advertising my parents' local car dealership. Remember, y'all spoken here. Well, that was me. Now I'm a mom and a businesswoman who's fed up with our school board and ready to make a change. I'm Jada Langford Fleming, and I am running to bring common sense conservative leadership to our school board, and I'd be honored to have your vote. Paid by Jada Langford Fleming for Lee County School Board, District 6.
Plumbing nerds, we're just smarter now, you've heard. Give us a call, we'll fix you up. Anytime, day or night, if your plumbing's just not right, give us a call, we'll fix you up. Plumbing nerds, plumbing solutions. Oh yeah.
Injuries on the job can cause you to lose control. I'm Glenn Levine from the law offices of Anajar Levine. Money is not coming in and your medical bills are piling up. Our legal team is here to help. We can help you file all your workers' compensation claims to make sure you get the proper benefits you're entitled to. If you've been injured on the job, call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733 for a free consultation and take back control of your life.
Office in Naples.
This break is sponsored by Cornerstone Builders. Give us the opportunity to wow you.
Wink News, traffic.
The midpoint bridge between Fort Myers and Cape Coral starting to pick up as you get off the bridge going into Fort Myers from Cape Coral. Rest of the bridge, though, looking pretty clear. Edison-Caloosahatchee, no problems whatsoever. That Cape Coral bridge looking good, but that intersection, Cape Coral Parkway and Del Prado, starting to heat up in that eastbound direction on Cape Coral Parkway. If you're going to the beach this morning, Fort Myers Beach will be easy to get to because that Big Blue Bridge is clear and the Sanibel Causeway is seeing no issues whatsoever. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Rachel Cox-Rosen, Wink News.
Wink Weather Authority.
We get to enjoy another dry start to your Monday, but look out for scattered thunderstorms developing, especially after 3 o'clock this afternoon with heavy rain and frequent lightning. We'll be looking for highs warming into middle 90s for today, with a chance for thunderstorms dwindling even as we head towards about sunset and to about 9 p.m. this evening before those wind down, leaving us dry as we head into your Tuesday morning. We'll be waking up to temperatures in the middle 70s to kick off the day tomorrow. Saharan dust begins to move back in for your Tuesday. Despite that, we should still maintain a chance for some scattered thunderstorms tomorrow, but lower rain chances return Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Hot and hazy conditions with highs set to remain in the middle 90s. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
When listening to the radio in your car, remember to always drive on the right side of the road. Keep it here on 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Hey folks, can I let you in on a little secret, a little something to talk about? Sean Henderson here, bringing news that Walker's Marine is under new ownership. That's right, Mr. Walker sold the dealership to us at OneWater in March of 21. Over the last year, we've worked diligently to make buying or servicing your boat in Southwest Florida headache-free. In fact, we've made so much progress that our partners at Pursuit Boats and the good folks at Yamaha Outboard paid for this ad to inform you of our improvements. The new Walker's Marine has doubled staff in all of our service locations from Cape Coral to Marco Island. If you're looking to upgrade the old boat and trade her in for something new or used, give us a call. Find us at walkersmarine.com, select your nearest location, and come see us. Tons of boats in stock. We've got new boats, used boats, brokerage boats, consignment boats, and even a banana boat. Actually, I might have to check our banana boat inventory. Seriously, folks, we are here and better prepared than ever to assist with all of your boating needs. And hey, we're always open at walkersmarine.com. Again, that's walkersmarine.com.
Dial star 2020. Friends, I care.
Trey Radel, your host of The Drive here. The LASIK procedure changed my life. I wore glasses and contacts for, the better part of 20 years. I went to Dr. France and his team and had just the most amazing experience. It seriously changes your life with as bad as my vision was. So right now, France Eye Care is offering $500 off of bilateral LASIK. It's an amazing procedure. Seriously, if you wear glasses or contacts, I promise you will change your life. And Dr. France and his team are absolutely the experts in Southwest Florida for laser vision correction. So they've got financing that's available. It's affordable. Call them today. Dial star 2020 from your mobile phone. Take advantage of $500 off. Call them now to see if you are a candidate. Do me a favor. Tell them that Trey Radel sent you.
Dial star 2020. Friends, I care.
Window World is a family-owned business, and we really mean family. And with a family-owned business, you get a business that is looking to treat everyone right. We live in this community. We want to take care of our friends and neighbors.
With our family-owned business, we are backed by a company that believes in top-quality products at the best price available. That way, more people can afford energy-saving windows and doors, as well as top-quality hurricane-rated high-impact windows that also offer you some increased security to your home.
And being backed by our parent company, we're going to be around for a long time. The guarantee Window World offers is the absolute best guarantee you are ever going to find in a window replacement company. If anything goes wrong with your new windows, Window World, that's us, and Window World Corporate will stand behind it and get it fixed.
No high pressure, no sitting in your home for hours trying to get you to make a decision right away, but simply good business to our friends and neighbors. And when we're through installing
installing your new windows, we'll stand behind those windows with the best guarantee in the window replacement business. See for yourself. Window World. Simply the best for less.
Byron Donalds, Southwest Florida's conservative congressman. Byron is standing up to the Washington radicals and taking on the woke left. Byron is working to secure the border, tackle inflation, and get spending under control. Here's Byron Donalds.
They still want to spend billions and billions and billions of dollars on this Green New Deal while inflation is through the roof, hurting every American, regardless of your party, regardless of your race, regardless of your socioeconomic status. This is the insanity on Capitol Hill.
Byron Donalds has been fighting against this insanity every day to keep Florida free. That's why President Donald Trump endorsed Byron Donalds and called him a defender of the Second Amendment, and that Byron is a supporter of America First policies. Byron Donalds, Southwest Florida's conservative congressman.
I'm Byron Donalds, and I approve this message.
Paid for and approved by Byron Donalds for Congress.
Hey, Southwest Florida, Jimmy the Beef Guy here. Man, I can't thank you enough. For yous that haven't tried us yet, you gotta get in here and try my favorite 5 Chicago-style sandwiches. I got the Italian beef, I got the Italian sausage, the sausage and beef, the Maxwell Street Polish, and our soon-to-be famous breaded steak. So come see me at the corner of 41 and Bonita Beach Road, right behind Duncan. And guys, when you're at the counter, don't call it gardenia. It's pronounced jardiniere.
Liberals suck. That's why we have Clay and Buck. Clay Travis and Buck Sexton. Today, noon to 3 on 92.5 Fox News. Right, all along.
All right, 239-479-5592. I want to remind you, coming up at 7:50, it is America's favorite radio segment. Drew's College of Political Knowledge, 4 questions on politics. The more you get right, the higher the degree. We'll see if you're in a PhD. That's on the way. Also, a big reminder that last Friday we were at CPAC, as you know, and that means that we were not at Oaks Farm Seed to Table at the corner of Livingston and Immokalee Road in Naples for our first Friday broadcast. So we pushed it to this week. So this Friday coming up, it will be our next first Friday, technically, second Friday of the month at Oaks Farm Seed to Table. So yes, we'll be live on Friday. Looking forward to seeing you there, 6 to 9 a.m. They open up an hour early so you can grab some coffee and breakfast, stop by on your way to work, just say hi, and maybe hang out. So we would love to see you there coming up this Friday, Oaks Farm Seed to Table at the corner of Livingston and Immokalee Road in Naples. Listen, Jake, nothing to see here. Everything is fine. I mean, is it really that bad around the world? I mean, it's not like scientists are tricking people into thinking that a slice of chorizo is actually a distant star or anything like that. It's a
breaking news.
A bombshell. Oh, yes, they did. Oh, yes, they did. Hey, nothing to see here. This is not that big a story. It's just a little tiny little baby story. It's nothing. A world-renowned French physicist was forced to apologize after tweeting out a picture of a slice of chorizo, claiming it was a picture of a distant star taken by the James Webb Space Telescope. Etienne Klein decided to have some fun. Look, we're just going to have a little bit of fun, everybody. 92,000 followers tweeting out what seemed to be a high-res picture of a star, but it was actually a piece of chorizo that they kind of rigged up. Now, why is this a big deal? It's not a big deal. It's nothing. We're not saying that scientists can't have a little bit of fun with you using a piece of chorizo because you guys would believe it's a distant star. We're not saying that scientists or physicists or anybody like that could make up numbers and science and data and maybe manipulate a number here and there to make it look like, oh, I don't know, that the climate's changing or anything like that. They don't do that. That doesn't happen. I'm not saying that at all. They wouldn't do that. I mean, he's just joking about a piece of chorizo. They wouldn't make up numbers or stretch the truth on certain numbers, or I don't know, maybe if you're doing some climate data and you're taking temperature studies of certain areas, and maybe that the little device is sitting on a piece of concrete or a hard surface where the heat off the surface might actually change the temperature of what actually is to what the heat hitting that gauge would actually project, which would change the number from a higher number than actually. I'm not saying that kind of stuff happens. Look it up. What? Oh, no. Okay. 239-479-5592. We move on. It's just a fun story. Fun story for the morning. What other fun stories do we have? Oh, hey, the prosecutor there that Ron DeSantis was talking about suspending. Oh, he's not happy, and he's not going down without a fight. Twice elected state attorney is saying that the governor's trying to overthrow democracy in Florida after the suspension that he had for refusing to enforce the state's abortion ban and some other things. That's according to the Daily Mail. And the Daily Mail is protecting this guy because in a lot of ways, they're just like every other major media news organization, a little lefty, to say the least. But the Daily Mail, Thursday, you had the governor, Ron DeSantis, suspending the Democratic county prosecutor, Andrew Warren, a Soros-backed guy guilty of incompetence and willful defiance for his refusal to prosecute certain cases, said he wasn't going to prosecute cases that had to do with, for example, things that we've got a problem with, and maybe even some laws that are out there. Like the 15-week abortion ban and what you would do about some providers that would go, we're not following what you say. Or people that would provide gender reassignment surgery, children being mutilated, that kind of thing. Yeah, we wouldn't prosecute people like that. Is that what he's saying? That's interesting from somebody who should be prosecuting, but decides they're not going to because, politics.
Ron DeSantis is trying to overthrow democracy in Florida.
No, he's really not. This is his words, by the way. This is Warren fighting back on a video. Yeah, wait, I think let's make it as explosive as possible. What?
Ron DeSantis is trying to overthrow democracy in Florida.
That's exactly what he wants to do, everybody. He just wants to overthrow democracy. He wants to make sure that your voice isn't heard. And you know how the country works. The majority rules. Like if a majority of people say they want something, then that's what we do here. Yeah, that's not how it works. We have constitutions even in the state and things that we follow in the rule of law. Yeah, this guy knows, right? No, I guess apparently he doesn't.
His plot to suspend me blatantly violates the most fundamental basis of our democracy.
I love his language is so sweet. You can tell that he's somebody who litigates because, it's a plot, overthrow, democracy. It's some hefty words there. Great wordplay, sir.
Your vote. He's trying to overturn the results of a fair and free election.
Okay, this is good stuff. Now, mind you that this guy is not politically motivated at all whatsoever. There's a couple of laws that maybe he doesn't like and maybe he won't follow. Either he's going to follow the law or he's not. Which one is it, sir? Are you going to follow or not? And I would assume that you're going to follow. But here he is again. Let me just give you the first 15 seconds of what he had to say. This is the prosecutor there who's going to fight back, the county prosecutor, Andrew Warren. So he says,
Ron DeSantis is trying to overthrow democracy in Florida. His plot to suspend me blatantly violates the most fundamental basis of our democracy, your vote. He's trying to overturn the results of a fair and free election.
I love to see all of that is just, hints of Trump on January 6th and riots and overturning elections. Do you see how that all works? Do you see how, yeah. That's interesting. So I guess the fundamental question for Mr. Warren is, are you Soros-backed? Are you at all? And if we have a 15-week abortion ban that is the law of the state of Florida and that is in place, and a provider does it after 15 weeks, is that something you would prosecute or not? If by law you are not allowed to, in the state of Florida, let's just say, provide gender reassignment surgery to minors, and somebody does, do you prosecute? These are simple, fundamental questions. Let him answer. Just let him answer. It's funny how it works. When you see it in action, you recognize it. The Trump-Russia collusion hoax, as we talked to Kash Patel over the weekend at CPAC, when we were having the discussion about when you see how the the CIA, the FBI, the media all work together in this Trump-Russia collusion hoax when all the information from the FBI or CIA is disseminated through the media. The media puts it out, and then the FBI, CIA say, hey, the media is talking about it, so it must be true. So then this cycle happens. When you see it in action, you recognize it. You can hear in Andrew Warren's voice how he has specifically tried to make it seem as if Ron DeSantis wants to take away your rights. He's almost like an insurrectionist. He doesn't believe in the vote, and he wants to overturn votes and overturn the voting public. And you see how all those connections happen. It's reminiscent of somebody else that is doing the same exact thing to Ron DeSantis. And I wonder who that would be. I mean, it wouldn't be a Republican. No Republican would do that, right? I mean, that would be crazy. I mean, how could you make that comparison or do that or want to go there? Or you got to be some kind of special when you want to do something.
Breaking news.
A bombshell. Oh, yes, somebody would. And that somebody is Liz Cheney, who, by the way, suggested that Ron DeSantis is pretty similar to Donald Trump and that he's a dangerous alternative in 2024. That's right. The Wyoming Republican, Representative Cheney, has inspired speculation about her own 24 plans. Because, of course, if you can't have Ron DeSantis and you can't have Donald Trump, oh, shucks, how about me? So it was just the other day where GOP Representative Liz Cheney of Wyoming said that Florida Governor Ron DeSantis' similarity to Donald Trump would make him a dangerous presidential choice. The New York Times did the interview. It's funny that Liz Cheney goes to the New York Times to do an interview. See how this all comes together? See, it's like a web that weaves. Look at my fingers if you're watching at drewsteele.com. Watch this web. See how it comes together? The conservative Trump critic. This is the Daily Mail has this. Said she could support a Republican nominee, but not one that peddled the ex-president's election fraud claims. Nor could she back DeSantis, Cheney suggested, despite the GOP governor's skyrocketing popularity over his opposition to the Biden administration on COVID-19 mandates and legislation that Democrats have described as anti-LGBTQ because, we're a bunch of racist homophobes and whatever istenobias you want to put in there. That's what we do. I think that Ron DeSantis has lined himself up almost entirely with Trump, and I think that's very dangerous. And it would be very difficult to support him. But hey, I may not have a job. I might not be too busy, so maybe I'll run. What do you say? Yeah. So, pretty funny stuff. Look, when it comes to the governor and the suspension that we talked about on Friday, that everybody was talking about, and going after woke prosecutors, and he's not going to sit around and allow all of this to take place, and the woke prosecutor coming out and saying, oh, yeah, I'm not going down without a fight, and you're going to have to take it to me.
I'm Andrew Warren.
Yeah.
I've been elected twice as state attorney.
Yeah.
We fought for public safety, fairness, and justice.
Yeah, but will you fight when it comes to making sure that people who are mutilating gender minors when it comes to gender identity? Are you going to prosecute or do anything there?
In our community, crime is low, rights are protected, and we've invested in safety.
Which rights? Is it the rights that people have when it comes to laws and the rule of law, or is it what you believe people's rights should be? I'm just asking the question that we can easily have answered.
I was elected because the people of this county share my vision for criminal justice.
What is your vision of criminal justice and the county's vision for criminal justice? Like, what exactly is it? I would love to have the answer to what that looks like.
Trust my judgment and have seen our success.
Okay, so the people there in the district trust his judgment. Again, I'm just asking, will you prosecute anyone providing gender reassignment surgery to minors if that is the law? The law says you can't do that. If we have a 15-week abortion ban and a provider does it after 15 weeks, is that something you would prosecute? If the law says you have to prosecute what is considered low-level first-time offenses, do you prosecute? Or do you do your own thing? Are you backed by George Soros? Simple. Just answer the questions. So that's out there. All right, 239-479-5592. Democrats in this state are not going down without a political fight against Ron DeSantis. Don't take anything for granted. Don't think it's a gimme. Don't think it's a layup. Unless, of course, you're some teams that miss layups all the time, and it's a long story. Knicks, what? Just don't take it for granted. And when it comes to some of the local races that we will be discussing, yes, in the next few days and weeks, certainly leading up to the primary, and we've got some very important races here, and we want to make sure, and I am just hopeful and prayerful that you are taking your time to learn more about the candidates and to learn more about them and to vet them and to understand what your values are. And if you are a conservative, not a Republican, if you're a conservative, it doesn't matter if you have an R after your name. It definitely matters if you have a D after your name, because then we know politically what you affiliate with. Probably the prosecutor there, the Soros-backed prosecutor that was suspended by the governor. But certainly conservative values and what that means and why is it's important, because if you deny knowing what a conservative is or having conservative values, then that says a lot about what you would and would not decide if you were somebody that was on a school board or somebody that was on a city council or somebody that was on a county commission. I mean, doesn't it? Because those values and your ideology should shift the and change the way, or at least give you clear vision as to what should be happening here in our area and what would be divisive and destructive. So it's an important thing. And we can't be fooled again. I think the Who said it best. Right? Isn't that that's a good musical reference, right? Won't get fooled again? Anyone? I'm on an island. All right. 239-479-5592. Let's do this right now. Drew's College of Political Knowledge, 4 questions on politics. The more you get right, the higher the degree. We'll see if you earn a PhD. We haven't played it in a couple of days, so that means we've got a stockpile of fabulous prizes just sitting there waiting for you. Or maybe 1 or 2. And we've got at least one that we know of, the great Alda's Diner, otherwise known as Alda's Restaurant and Bar at the corner of 951 and Vanderbilt Beach Road. We've got a $35 gift certificate for you. If you would like to play America's favorite radio segment, that is Drew's College, 9th caller right now at 239-479-5592. Right now, 9th caller will win. You'll play Drew's College next on Daybreak 92.5. Fox News, right all along.
After Drew, it's Glenn Beck 9 till noon. You've come to the right place. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Where do designers store their clients' furniture when doing an estate home remodel? Rice's Moving and Transport in Naples, with over 10,000 square feet of air-conditioned storage space. Designers use Rice's Moving and Transport for one reason: trust. They know Rice's Moving team will pad wrap and inspect all articles carefully, then securely store them. Contractors use Rice's during a remodel to store customers' personal items too. Upon completion, everything is then returned to your home, completely unpacked and carefully reassembled. Another important point to consider when selecting a mover is this: only a handful of moving companies actually follow all the laws. Many moving companies simply pay employees in cash. This creates an issue for you as they are not insured. If there's an accident, you're responsible. So if you're planning a whole home or condo remodel, or need help moving and storing your treasured furniture and valuables, trust Rice's Moving and Transport, fully licensed and insured for your peace of mind. Rice'sMoving.net, moving you into the future.
A good farmer isn't afraid of like lifelong Florida farmer Wilton Simpson. He's been dealing with his whole life. That's why Wilton's ready to be Florida's next Commissioner of Agriculture. From cleaning up his family's chicken farm in Trilby to cleaning up the mess in Tallahassee as Senate President, Simpson's fought to cut taxes for Florida families and a parent's right to have a say in their kids' education. 100% pro-life, endorsed by the NRA for defending our Second Amendment rights against sanctuary cities, because we have to crack down on illegal immigration. Is it any surprise that Wilton Simpson has the complete and total endorsement of his friend and ally, Governor Ron DeSantis? In the Republican primary, vote for Wilton Simpson for Agriculture Commissioner, because Wilton's got a lot more to get done for Florida. Paid political advertisement paid for by RSLC Florida, i.e. PAC. P.O. Box 77 2516, Miami, Florida 33177. Independently of any candidate or committee.
Our energy bill went from $301 to $457? What?
No mistake, folks. Power companies and energy bills are out of control. Forget solar, expensive, ugly, and takes forever to return your investment. Plus, the government has new policies that drastically reduce your tax credits for solar, and the power companies are drastically reducing the amount of credit you get for return power from your solar. I'm Keith from Storm Shield Windows and Doors. Installing quality, energy-efficient impact windows and doors in your home is the best way to reduce your energy bills by an average of 35%. Not only do you get huge monetary savings, but also hurricane protection, security from intruders, an 80% noise reduction, even temperatures throughout your home, added value to your home, and beautification of the exterior and interior of your home. Call now for a free estimate to learn about the benefits of our products before power companies take any more of your hard-earned money with no justification. Storm Shield Windows and Doors, 239-349-3870. That's 239-349-3870. License number CGC A60475.
Hi, this is Earl Ron, president of New South Window. New South is the Florida window factory. Our windows are made in Florida, for Florida homes, by Florida workers, because we understand Florida weather. With New South Windows, you don't have to sacrifice energy efficiency for storm protection. Our Energy Star rated windows and doors are made with impact and non-impact options, giving you the best of both worlds. New South Window, home of your ultimate Florida window.
Buy more, save more. Volume discounts up to 30%. Visit newsouthwindow.com.
I'm Dan Severson, and that's the sound of a fighter jet taking off. Over the course of my 22-year career in the United States Navy as a Top Gun fighter pilot, I've heard that sound thousands of times. From my time as a military officer to serving in the Minnesota legislature, I have always put country and community first. Now, I am running to represent you on the Lee County School Board, and I have the endorsement of former Commissioner of Education, Richard Corcoran. I'm Dan Severson. I'll put an end to the indoctrination of our students through critical race theory and gender grooming. I will rein in the out-of-control budget, put parents back in charge of our children's education, and bring classic curriculum back into our classrooms. We're a conservative community that deserves conservative leadership that we can trust on our school board. I'm Dan Severson. I am that conservative, and I am asking for your vote. Paid by Dan Severson for the Lee County School Board, District 4.
92.5 Fox News.
Drew's College of Political Knowledge is presented by France Eye Care. Better vision, better life.
It's Drew's College.
All right, let's go to Josie's in Bonita. Josie's in Bonita.
Hello.
Is it Josie?
Yes.
Are you in Bonita?
Yes.
Then that's you. Okay, it's Drew's College of Political Knowledge. 4 questions on politics. The more you get right, the higher the degree. We'll see if you're in a PhD. Are you ready to play and have some fun with America's favorite radio segment?
Yes, I am.
Okay, good. Well, let's do it. All right, let's do it. First question starts right now. Let's see. How often are American presidential elections held? Every
4 years.
That is correct. All right, so you got an associate's. We'll see if we get a bachelor's degree on this question. Who wrote the Declaration of Independence?
Thomas Jefferson.
That is correct. All right, you got a bachelor's. We'll see if you get a master's degree on this question. This is a fun one. In 1975, this term appeared in print for the first time ever. What term? Was it global warming, God We Trust, or woke?
Global warming.
That is correct. Good for you. All right, so you got a master's. We'll see if you get a PhD on this question. What do we call the first 10 amendments to the Constitution?
The Bill of Rights.
That is correct. What a good guy. Okay. That was very well done. Is anybody in the car with you, Josie?
No, I'm driving by myself.
It's all you. All right, well, congratulations. You got a PhD today on Drew's College. Well done. How do you feel today? Do you feel pumped up and ready to take on the day now because of that?
Right. Yes.
That Jake, I think she was just mocking us, I think. No, you got. I'm just
no.
kidding. No, I'm joking. I'm joking, Josie. It's Monday. I'm joking. Listen, you got a $35 gift certificate to Alda's Diner, otherwise known as Alda's Restaurant and Bar, 951 Vanderbilt Beach Road in Naples. They are fantastic. You're going to love them. Great people, great food. Stay there, okay? Don't go anywhere, all right? And we'll have more coming up. Daybreak, 92.5 Fox News.
92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Democrats get their way at the Senate. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News.
The world will be a better place for my grandchildren because of what we did today. And that makes me feel very, very good. Very, very good.
Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer, after Vice President Harris broke a 50-50 tie and Democrats passed what they call an Inflation Reduction Act that they also say fights climate change.
The legislation marks a turning point in our nation's commitment to protect our planet.
It offers tax incentives for carbon emissions, allows Medicare to negotiate the price of some prescription drugs, and extends subsidies for the Affordable Care Act, as well as imposes a new 15% corporate minimum tax rate that will be enforced by 87,000 new IRS agents who will be hired with a roughly $80 billion allotment to that agency.
Fox's Jackie Heinrich at the White House. President Biden says it puts American families over special interests. Not a single Republican in the Senate agrees, but the GOP doesn't have enough votes to block the passage in the House either.
The Democrats are banking their whole political future this fall on the hope that America is financially illiterate.
Congressman James Comer tells Fox they aren't.
Most Americans realize that if the government spends more money and spends more money recklessly and unnecessarily, then that's going to lead to more inflation.
New York City Mayor Eric Adams is not happy after a second bus of migrants who came to the U.S. illegally arrived from Texas.
This is horrific when you think about what the governor is doing, the governor of Texas.
Though only 14 migrants got off the bus, Adams expected 40. Governor Greg Abbott, a Republican, has also bused migrants to Washington, D.C., blaming Biden administration policies for chaos at the border. Today, President Biden will go to Kentucky to survey some of the damage from the state's worst flooding that left at least 37 people dead, many more without homes. A ceasefire is still holding in Gaza after Israelis and Palestinian militants agreed to stop 3 days of fighting that killed more than 40 Palestinians. America's listening to Fox News.
When there's nothing left that makes any sense. 92.5 WFSX Estero. Fox News. Right all along.
This news update is presented by New South Window Solutions. Find them online at newsouthwindow.com.
Wink News. Traffic.
The Midpoint Bridge is really slow from Cape Coral to Fort Myers right now, almost across the entire bridge in that direction. We're seeing speeds in the 20s. Other direction on the Midpoint is not bad at all going into Cape Coral from Fort Myers. Edison and Caloosahatchee are clear right now. A little bit of a slowdown on McGregor as you're approaching the Edison Bridge, but that should clear up. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Rachel Cox-Rosen, Wink News.
Wink Weather Authority.
We get to enjoy another dry start to your Monday, but look out for scattered thunderstorms developing, especially after 3 o'clock this afternoon with heavy rain and frequent lightning. We'll be looking for highs warming into middle 90s for today, with a chance for thunderstorms dwindling even as we head towards about sunset and to about 9 p.m. this evening before those wind down, leaving us dry as we head into your Tuesday morning. We'll be waking up to temperatures in the middle 70s to kick off the day tomorrow. Saharan dust begins to move back in for your Tuesday. Despite that, we should still maintain a chance for some scattered thunderstorms tomorrow, but lower rain chances return Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Hot and hazy conditions with highs set to remain in the middle 90s. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
At home or on your phone, no matter where you roam, you can always get rightallalong.net, the new web home for 92.5 Fox News.
Byron Donalds, Southwest Florida's conservative congressman. Byron is standing up to the Washington radicals and taking on the woke left. Byron is working to secure the border, tackle inflation, and get spending under control. Here's Byron Donalds.
They still want to spend billions and billions and billions of dollars on this Green New Deal while inflation is through the roof, hurting every American, regardless of your party, regardless of your race, regardless of your socioeconomic status. This is the insanity on Capitol Hill.
Byron Donalds has been fighting against this insanity every day to keep Florida free. That's why President Donald Trump endorsed Byron Donalds and called him a defender of the Second Amendment, and that Byron is a supporter of America First policies. Byron Donalds, Southwest Florida's conservative congressman.
I'm Byron Donalds, and I approve this message.
Paid for and approved by Byron Donalds for Congress.
So are you sick and tired of that constant pain in your knees or hips or back, especially this time of year? You need to be moving pain-free, right? Hey, it's Drew Steele for the team at QC Kinetics. Look, QC Kinetics is helping people here every day, giving them lasting pain relief using the latest advances in regenerative medicine. The science is simple. They concentrate on your own body's healing agents and apply them to your aching joints, restoring and repairing damaged tissue with no drugs, no steroids, and no surgery. Listen, the old remedies for pain are not the only remedies. You need to learn more about how regenerative medicine at QC Kinetics can change your life. Make this the last summer you suffer from chronic pain. They've got clinics here and all over America. This is the exciting new natural way to deal with joint pain with no side effects and no downtime. Call QC Kinetics now for a free consultation. 239-893-PAIN. That's 239-893-PAIN with locations in Naples and Fort Myers. 239-893-PAIN.
The things that were meant to be together were brought together. My Shower Door epitomizes that saying by pairing their award-winning glass manufacturing with their proprietary hardware. My Shower Door was just ranked the #1 shower door company in the U.S. by Glass Magazine. With more than 2,500 5-star Google reviews and their 10 Florida showrooms, My Shower Door has brought everything together. Want to see more? Go to myshowerdoor.com.
Hey, Southwest Florida, Jimmy the Beef Guy here. Man, I can't thank you enough. For yous that haven't tried us yet, you gotta get in here and try my favorite 5 Chicago-style sandwiches. I got the Italian beef, I got the Italian sausage, the sausage and beef, the Maxwell Street Polish, and our soon-to-be-famous breaded steak. So come see me at the corner of 41 and Bonita Beach Road, right behind Duncan. And guys, when you're at the counter, don't call it gardenia. It's pronounced jardiniere.
I'm Armor Persons, candidate for the Lee County School Board. I am proud to have the endorsement of America's Governor Ron DeSantis. Our school district has lost its way. Liberals and their extreme leftist policies have taken over. They force transgender policies that allow boys to use girls' bathrooms and compete against them on the athletic fields. And they are pushing anti-American critical race theory ideology in the classroom. I'm Armor Persons, and I'm running for the school board to end this nonsense and put parents and taxpayers back in charge of our schools. And I have the support of Governor Ron DeSantis. Governor DeSantis endorsed me because he knows I am a conservative that will fight to empower parents, end political indoctrination in the classrooms, prioritize school safety, and rein in the out-of-control spending. I'm Armor Persons, and I'm asking for your vote on August 23rd so I can bring conservative policies to the Lee County School Board. Paid by Armor Persons for Lee County School Board, District 5.
So are you sick and tired of that constant pain in your knees or hips or back, especially this time of year? You need to be moving pain-free, right? Hey, it's Drew Steele for the team at QC Kinetics. Look, QC Kinetics is helping people here every day, giving them lasting pain relief using the latest advances in regenerative medicine. The science is simple. They concentrate on your own body's healing agents and apply them to your aching joints, restoring and repairing damaged tissue with no drugs, no steroids, and no surgery. Listen, the old remedies for pain are not the only remedies. You need to learn more about how regenerative medicine at QC Kinetics can change your life. Make this the last summer you suffer from chronic pain. They've got clinics here and all over America. This is the exciting new natural way to deal with joint pain with no side effects and no downtime. Call QC Kinetics now for a free consultation. 239-893-PAIN. That's 239-893-PAIN with locations in Naples and Fort Myers. 239-893-PAIN.
Thank you for waking us all up out here, for all you do.
Thank you for giving us the voice.
For being out there helping to keep the constitutional republic. I want to thank you for
your support for veterans in the military.
Educating us.
Standing up for conservatism.
Giving us the truth.
Daybreak with Drew Steele.
Look, they don't care. They don't care. Democrats could care less. Spending... Here's a question. Here's a question for Democrats. If you ever meet a Democrat politician, I might even say if you ever meet a Republican politician, you know what you ask them? Here's a good question, Jake. Are you ready for one of the best questions you can possibly ask a politician ever? Are you ready? You gotta Say it, because we're on radio. You got to tell everybody. You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay, you ready? Here's the question. When is enough spending enough? Like, when do we stop? When is the till run dry? When does the printer run out of ink? Like, when is enough spending enough? When do we stop? We're spending all kinds of money in Ukraine when we come to find out that now there was even a CBS story, and I got to find it. So there was a CBS story over the weekend about how, hey, here's a quick question. 30% of the money that went to Ukraine, we've found out exactly where it's gone, military spending and the like. 70% of the money that was spent is missing. Nobody knows where it went. Why is CBS News talking about the fact that we don't know where the money went? Anybody asking that? Jake, how many times have I said it? I say it week after week after week. I said after you took after you took your Ukrainian flag and you put it up in front of the house, and after it was Pride Month and you took the flag down and you put the other one up, the Pride flag up, and then the month was over, and then you took the Pride flag down and you put the Ukrainian flag up. Hey, how many of us are saying, can we see the accounting? Hey, Lee County School Board, with all the money that you guys spend, the Collier County School Board, with all the money that's being spent on these districts, hey, could we see a legitimate accounting of where everything's going? Like bit by bit, note by note, dollar by dollar, piece by piece. Can we see what's going on exactly? When we got a half-cent sales tax, hey, can we see exactly where that money's going, dollar for dollar? And then have an explanation of why it's going on that way. Is that too much to ask? I'm just asking. We can never get, all we do is spend. When does it stop? When is enough enough? Like, it's not enough for you guys. Sorry, I can't really do that because it's a...
Please do not use gendered language to address everyone.
How many of you out there right now have been used to saying, hey, thanks, guys, I appreciate your help. And like there's guys and gals that are there together. And you say that to somebody in a group and you walk away and think to yourself, I wonder if they're cussing you out behind the scenes because you said that. Right? How many of you do that? I do that all the time. Do you do that? I do that all the time. Like I'll see a group of kids, for example. We were at CPAC in Dallas. At the Hilton Anatole, the hotel, and it has a water park in the back. Jake, there was a water park attached to the hotel. Like people would go to the hotel to go to the water park. Like you could buy tickets for the water park in the back of the hotel. It's got the big flume and the slide and the thing and right. So there were some Utes, as we like to call them, right?
Did you say Utes?
I did. There that were letting people in, they're helping with, towels and buckets and whatever they help with. And there was about 5 of them. So they asked, do you have your ticket? I said, no, I just wanted to look and see what it looks like. I just wanted to come close to the gate and look over the gate and see it, but I didn't want to buy anything. I wasn't going in. And I said, hey, thanks, guys. I appreciate you letting me. And then as I was walking away, there's a couple of guys and a couple of girls, and I'm thinking to myself, they're in the 15 to 19 age range. How many of them are cussing me out behind my back saying, can't believe they call me a guy. Don't call me a guy. Like, right, for saying that? You know what I mean? Like, guys, as an expression. Hey, guys. Can't do that because it gets people upset. I don't know. Anyway. So, bring it back. I digress. Hold on. Let me come back. I just when enough is enough when it comes to spending. Chuck Schumer, who helped to pass this Schumer Manchin Inflation Reduction Act, where Bernie Sanders himself says, when it comes to the whole the spending, the Inflation Reduction, there's really not actually a lot of inflation reduction in the Inflation Reduction Act.
I want to take a moment to say a few words about the so-called Inflation Reduction Act that we are debating this evening. And I say so-called, by the way, because according to the CBO and other economic organizations who have studied this bill, it will in fact have a minimal impact on inflation.
So why are they doing it? So why do they call it that, and why are they doing it? Well, they're calling it that because they're believing that you're a bunch of adults and you're going to go, inflation reduction, that's exactly what we need. Let's spend $769 billion. No. Here's Chuck Schumer yesterday.
The world will be a better place for my grandchildren because of what we did today. And that makes me feel very, very good.
What did you do, Chuck? I don't understand. It didn't reduce inflation, and that's a concern. And our kids' future and money and spending money and burning through money and how much is actually enough. And Bernie Sanders saying it doesn't even reduce. It's got a minimal effect on inflation. So what is it, Chuck?
The Senate has now passed the most significant bill to fight the climate crisis ever. And it's going to make a difference to my grandkids.
Yeah, see, the narrative's changed. Get it now? They called it an Inflation Reduction Act so that all of you dolts out there would believe that it was going to reduce inflation when it wasn't. And then conservatives and some fiscally responsible Republicans were screaming, no, we can't spend any more money. This isn't going to do what you're saying it's going to do. And we know exactly what it is going to do. And it's going to actually raise taxes on anybody above $30,000 a year. And yes, the numbers have been done on average, and that's what's going to end up happening. And there's going to be a lot of taxes, and there's going to be a lot of spending, and we can't do this in an inflationary period. And we're screaming and screaming. And of course, nobody's listening because the media is on the Democrat side, and you know how that goes. But you see how the narrative flipped as soon as they passed it. It's about climate change. That's what it's about, everybody. It was about climate change. That's what we care about. It's about climate change. Do you realize 369 out of the 700 and whatever billion dollars is going to be tagged onto and attached to what they're calling climate change policies and spending? Do you really honestly think you're going to spend your way out of a climate? Like you're going to, if we spend, well, then why spend 300 billion? Why not spend 800 trillion? Why not spend quadrillions? Why not take every tax dollar that is going into the coffers and send it out to fix the climate? Because if it's that bad and it's existential and it's a threat and we're all going to die, then why are we not spending every dollar on it? We got to save the planet. And do you realize that all that money's being spent next summer? It's going to be 75 degrees every single day. We will never hit another 90-degree mark because we spent enough money. When is enough for you? It's never enough. It's never enough. And it's amazing what you'll fall for. It's amazing what the left will fall for. And it's amazing what you will do to have blood on your hands to get what you want. Well, that was a pretty provocative statement. What are you talking about? So Bill Maher had an interesting segment over the weekend. I don't know if you caught this. Bill Maher, who sometimes when Republicans hear him say something that sounds almost conservative or fiscally responsible or culturally responsible, they go, hey, he must be changing. He's not changing. He just has a little bit of common sense and takes the time to say it because he understands that if you keep going down the destructive road that the left is going down, that they're going to lose elections and they're going to lose the culture and all of a sudden the pendulum swings. He's trying to save the left. He's not trying to hurt them. So when Bill Maher starts talking over the weekend about enough is enough, you got to stop encouraging people to celebrate being fat. His words. Overweight, whatever you want to call it. Like this, Jake, check this out and see what you think about this.
There's a disturbing trend going on in America these days. Rewriting science to fit ideology or just to fit what you want reality to be. We've gone from fat acceptance to fat celebration. That's new. That is new. To view letting yourself go as a point of pride? We used to at least try and be fit and healthy, and society praised those who succeeded. Now the term body positivity is used to mean I'm perfect the way I am because I'm me. It's Orwellian how often positivity is used to describe what's not healthy. Of course you can get away with anything bad for you when you're young, but let me ask you this. Have you ever seen a fat 90-year-old? Scary, isn't it?
Have you ever seen a fat 90-year-old? He talks about this obsession. Why do we have this obsession with celebrating people for being overweight? And it's a horrible trend. He's even bringing it up as some of the security concerns and national security concern, other things. Now listen.
Healthy at any weight is an unchallenged lie that people tell themselves so they can go on eating whatever they want, which is fine. I've done many self-destructive things too, but no one pretended there was positivity in smoking. Fat activist Ted Kyle, founder of Conscience Health, says the media and public needs to stop catastrophizing obesity. Okay, A, they're not catastrophizing it, and B, they should be.
Is he right? Is he? And what about this? Check this out. Listen.
Poor diet is the leading cause of mortality in the United States. New York Times. Okay. Of course, we're talking about heart disease and cancer and diabetes, but also, as COVID has taught us, obesity is horrible for the immune system, which is why those numbers were off the charts during the pandemic. That's a catastrophe. It's literally a national security issue now. Military recruitment is down by the most since the end of the draft because mainly 17 to 24-year-olds are too fat to fight. At some point, acceptance becomes enabling. And if you're in any way participating in this joyful celebration of gluttony that goes on now, you have blood on your hands. Full stop.
And there's the audience applauding. But it's the left that did this. You did this. You did this to the culture. You made this the case. You allowed this to happen when he brings up Nike, Sports Illustrated, Victoria's Secret, companies specifically about fitness, nevertheless promote people who are plainly not into fitness. And he showed pictures of, you see it all the time. People like Adele, who face shame for losing weight. That there are now cards you can give to your doctor to say, listen, don't weigh me unless it's really medically necessary. Because I don't want to be shamed. Like, this is real, and you did this. And so what's the big deal? So why are you bringing this up, Drew? Okay, so we get it. What's the problem here? Well, let's bring this back to the beginning. Remember when he said,
there's a disturbing trend going on in America these days, rewriting science to fit ideology or just to fit what you want reality to be.
He's right. And you did this. The left did this. The left made the decision. The socialists, the Marxists, Marxism, look it up. Truth is lies and lies is truth. Look it up and see how to destroy a society before your very eyes. This is Marxism. This is what you do. He's making it sound like this all of a sudden happened. I don't know how we got to this place. It's because the left has always been in this place, that when you have a radical, out-of-control left who, again, as he described it right out of the gate, when you're talking about the business that is going on right now and what is happening in this country, and when he says,
there's a disturbing trend going on in America these days, rewriting science.
Rewriting science. What else?
To fit ideology or just to fit what you want reality to be.
When you're mutilating children, minors, under the guise of gender identity and gender fluidity and all of these things that seem to be like just the feels, like what I feel. And who's doing this? How did the culture get to this place where that is acceptable? How did we get to the place where it's acceptable that we know that being overweight is not good, and we know that people struggle with it, and we know it's hard to keep your weight down, and nobody is denying that. Of course it is. There's a lot of struggles that we all have every single day, but to just accept it and say, no, it's just the way I am, instead of understanding the health benefits of trying to be healthy, to try to eat right, a lot of these different things. You did this. And for Bill Maher to be all sanctimonious and getting up there and saying, I can't believe this is happening. This is outrageous. How did we get to this place? It's because your left, your liberal friends, that all of a sudden went from, we're sensible, we're moderate, we understand there's problems, to, hey, don't call me Joe because that's not my name anymore. And oh, by the way, use the proper pronoun. And oh, by the way, when it comes to teaching my My 8-year-old, you better believe I want them to be taught gender ideology and transgenders and drag shows and the... How did we all get to this place? I don't know. I don't know how the culture... I don't know what happened.
So, what color are your socks?
What color are my socks?
Yeah.
I don't know. They're black, I think.
How do you know they don't identify as yellow?
How do I know that my socks don't identify as yellow? My socks are inanimate.
Why would you question that? That's insensitive.
Did I upset you?
I think a little bit, yeah. I want the socks to be equal.
Is there a place in the building that you can go and get support? Or
I don't think so.
Do you need a hug?
There might be a sign somewhere.
Can I go now?
Yes.
239-479-5592. Let's take a break. It's Daybreak 92.5, Fox News, right all along.
There's a reason they call tasteless, stale food leftovers. Feed your brain the right way. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Don't sweat, call Brett.
Summer in Southwest Florida, the worst time for your AC to go out. Then the temp starts rising, you get hot, you're frustrated, and now starting to sweat. You need to make a call, but who? Don't sweat, call Brett. Our technicians at Brett Air Conditioning are the best in the industry, providing honest work, quality service, and integrity you can count on. When you call, you can have a peace of mind knowing that we are family-owned and not a corporate company. Our technicians are not salesmen and won't sell you something you don't need. We provide our customers with quality indoor air comfort services and products you can trust. My family has been serving Southwest Florida for 50 years and raising up the next generation, like me, to ensure we stay family-owned.
Don't sweat, call Brett.
License number CAC 1819995.
Hey folks, can I let you in on a little secret, a little something to talk about? Sean Henderson here, bringing news that Walker's Marine is under new ownership. That's right, Mr. Walker sold the dealership to us at OneWater in March of 21. Over the last year, we've worked diligently to make buying or servicing your boat in Southwest Florida headache-free. In fact, we've made so much progress that our partners at Pursuit Boats and the good folks at Yamaha Outboard paid for this ad to inform you of our improvements. The new Walker's Marine has doubled staff in all of our service locations from Cape Coral to Marco Island. If you're looking to upgrade the old boat and trade her in for something new or used, give us a call.
Will be a better
Find
place
us at
for my grandchildren.
walkersmarine.com, select your nearest location, and come see us. Tons of boats in stock. We've got new boats, used boats, brokerage boats, consignment boats, and even a banana boat. Actually, I might have to check our banana boat inventory. Seriously, folks, we are here and better prepared than ever to assist with all of your boating needs. And hey, we're always open at walkersmarine.com. Again, that's walkersmarine.com.
All right, one of my favorite calls always is with Dave Meister, owner of the Floor Meisters in Naples. And anytime I'm hearing from Dave, I know something special is going on. So we know we have new Dreamweaver carpets, and we know the installation time frame very quick, but we also know that there's some other things that are going on with carpets. Tell us a little bit more, Dave.
Hey, Drew, this Dreamweaver carpet that is the hottest thing since sliced bread. We stock about 20 rolls of it. It has a step warranty. We could carpet the average person's steps, an average set of steps, for $750 to $850. We also can do the average guest bedroom in remnants for like $500. That's carpet, pad, and labor, and tearing out the old carpet. And you got to stop in to see this. We stock 20 rolls of it, but there's like 100 and some available.
Now's the time to visit their store at 6281 Naples Boulevard next to Costco, or online at floormeisters.com.
Hi, I'm Kathy Stout. I'm running for Lee County School Board District 1. I'm a parent, not a politician, a businesswoman, not a lawyer. My priorities? Kids first with safe schools, higher academic achievement, and a curriculum focused on education of excellence. As a community role model to children and parents, I do believe we can go beyond the classroom as partners in our children's hopes and dreams. On August 23rd, vote Kathy Stout for Lee County School Board District 1. I'm Kathy Stout, and I approve this message.
When Truly Nolan is on the chase, what do you know?
You know they're faster than a speeding cockroach, able to leap into spaces where only spiders hide. You know they're smarter than conniving ants and more nimble than a swarm of mosquitoes. You know whatever they're after, they'll get the job done right. Because when Truly Nolan is in hot pursuit, you know there's no escape. Schedule your free estimate today and get $50 off pest control by going to TrulyNolan.com or call us at 800-GO-TRULY.
This update is presented by Stevie Tomato Sports Page in Fort Myers, Cape Coral, and Naples.
Wink News, traffic.
The Midpoint Bridge is really slow from Cape Coral to Fort Myers right now, almost across the entire bridge in that direction. We're seeing speeds in the 20s. Other direction on the Midpoint is not bad at all going into Cape Coral from Fort Myers. Edison and Caloosahatchee are clear right now. A little bit of a slowdown on McGregor as you're approaching the Edison Bridge, but that should clear up. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Rachel Cox-Rosen, Wink News.
Wink Weather Authority.
We get to enjoy another dry start to your Monday, but look out for scattered thunderstorms developing, especially after 3 o'clock this afternoon with heavy rain and frequent lightning. We'll be looking for highs warming into middle 90s for today, with the chance for thunderstorms dwindling even as we head towards about sunset and to about 9 p.m. this evening before those wind down, leaving us dry as we head into your Tuesday morning. We'll be waking up to temperatures in the middle 70s to kick off the day tomorrow. Saharan dust begins to move back in for your Tuesday. Despite that, we should still maintain a chance for some scattered thunderstorms tomorrow, but lower rain chances return Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Hot and hazy conditions with highs set to remain in the middle 90s. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
Joe Biden's plan for America? Recycled leftovers. Time for some right thinking. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Trust. It's the rock-solid foundation of Moran Wealth Management. Over 40 years ago, they began advising clients on ways to help meet their financial goals. 4 decades later, we've helped many reach their goals of providing for themselves, their families, and future generations. CEO Tom Moran has assembled an impressive team of professionals, each committed to the same core concept. Tom is recognized by Barron's as a Hall of Fame advisor. To be named a Hall of Fame advisor, the advisor has to have been ranked by Barron's consecutively for the last 10 years in any of their rankings. Let us earn your trust. Call 239-920-4440 or visit moranwm.com. Barron's rankings are based on data provided by thousands of advisors. Factors included in the rankings were assets under management, revenue produced for the firm, regulatory record, length of service, quality of practice, and client retention. Investment products and services are offered through Wells Fargo Advisors Financial Network, LLC, WFAFN, member SIPC. Moran Wealth Management is a separate entity from WFAFN.
This is Representative Bob Rommel with a special Florida reminder. We are just at the beginning of our hurricane season. That's right. Hurricane season does not end until November 30th. So make a plan and buy your hurricane supplies before there's a rush. To be ready, here are some items you should always have. 2 flashlights with plenty of batteries, a standard first aid kit, a 3-day supply of water and non-perishable food. It's also a good idea to buy a battery-operated radio. For more information, visit floridadisaster.org. Or if you need more assistance with any state or local agency, don't hesitate to call my office at 239-417-6200 or email me at bob.rommel@myflorida.gov. Have a safe and blessed summer. This is Representative Bob Rommel with a hurricane safety announcement paid by the Florida House of Representatives.
In a power outage, the first step is admitting you're powerless. Power outages are common in Florida, especially during a stormy summer. Any homeowner who's experienced a lengthy power outage knows the value of a whole home standby generator. Hi, I'm Nathan, one of the owners here at Generators by Design. We get it. We live here too, and we recognize a reliable source of power is a tremendous comfort and possibly even a lifesaver. Despite what Mother Nature may have in mind, be confident knowing you'll have working lights, appliances, and of course AC. We design and install fully automatic systems for your unique home and specific needs. Give us a call at 239-689-8786, and I will personally come out to meet you and provide a free evaluation and estimate. Or feel free to look us up on the web at generatorsbydesign.com. That's 239-689-8786 or generatorsbydesign.com. Again, that's generatorsbydesign.com. Generators by Design, where your power is our priority.
I'm Mark Anajar from the law offices of Anajar & Levine.
Unfortunately, many drivers in Florida do not carry liability insurance or have limits of insurance that are insufficient to cover your injuries. Uninsured motorist is valuable coverage that you can purchase to protect you in those instances. Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733 for a free consultation and take back control of your life.
Office in Fort Myers, Naples.
Hi, this is Lindsay Scott Garza. Growing up, my dad, retired Lee County Sheriff Mike Scott, instilled in me a passion for public service and a dedication to this community. He taught me how the justice system affects our community, which inspired me to go to law school and still motivates me as an attorney today. I'm running for county judge because I want to ensure our constitutional liberties are always protected and the rule of law is upheld. I will always be fair, impartial, and apply the law equally. I'm Lindsay Scott Garza. As a third-generation native who is raising my own family here in Lee County, my heart, soul, and future revolves around this community. As an attorney, I have spent countless hours in the courtroom. This experience has prepared me to take this next step and serve as a Lee County judge, where the Constitution will always be my guiding light. I'm Lindsay Scott Garza. I'm running for Lee County judge, and I would be honored to earn your vote so that I may continue to serve our community. Paid by Lindsay Scott Garza for Lee County Judge Group 4.
The right place for local talk. Drew now. Trey for the Drive at 5. 92.5 Fox News. Right. All along.
What are we doing here? Let's do it. All right, time right now for the top 5 audio clips of the day. It's the 5 at 8:35.
Drew's Top 5 at 8:35 is brought to you by Moran Wealth Management. Isn't it time to review your portfolio options? Go to moranwm.com.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drew's 5 at 8:35. Number 5.
In our nation's 246-year history, there has never been an individual who is a greater threat to our republic than Donald Trump. He tried to steal the last election using lies and violence to keep himself in power after the voters had rejected him. He is a coward. A real man wouldn't lie to his supporters. He lost his election, and he lost big. I know it, he knows it, and deep down, I think most Republicans know it.
I think the weird thing about that is that's Dick Cheney doing this ad for Liz Cheney and talking about how awesome she is and how evil and destructive that Donald Trump is. And I'm going to play a little more of that coming up in just a bit. But I think the weird thing about that, Jake, is the kind, gentle music in the background. You know, the kind of very soft father like when he's talking like he just. He's now a member of. When did Dick Cheney become like sounding like he's the Godfather there? And like what was that sound? That was really bizarre.
Number 4.
There are school board members that are woke. We're here. And we're working to. We have your backs. You need to know we have your backs, and we're working in the best strategic spot because we're on the inside. We're working from the inside. And it's, from my point of view, I've spent not quite 2 years to earn credibility and to earn trust. And that is a long, slow process. But I'm not the only one in the state of Florida. And I need to tell you, so that you feel a little better, there are coalitions forming to protect you.
I just want to let everybody know that Ron DeSantis is full of, well, you can fill in the blank, and so are you if you've ever talked about schools and woke and critical race theory and socio-emotional learning and gender ideology being taught in our classrooms, that you are a joke, that you are crazy, that you are a conspiracy theorist, that you're a tinfoil hat. Well, maybe you're not. Yeah. So Support Our Schools is a big nonprofit organization working towards, quote, true public education. They're based in Sarasota, and they had a public event called History in the Unmaking, and they criticized DeSantis' efforts to keep critical race theory and gender ideology out of the curriculum. And as part of the event, that was the voice of Sarasota School Board Vice Chair Tom Edwards. He had an opportunity to speak, and you heard what he talked about. Oh, they're on the inside, everybody. They're in a perfect place, and they know what you want. there, you big lefties, and we want the same thing, and we're on the inside. So don't worry, there's a coalition forming. We're going to protect you. We're working on it. Yeah, and you're all the crazy conspiracy theory people. Okay, enough of that. We got to stop this.
Number 3. Ron DeSantis is trying to overthrow democracy in Florida. His plot to suspend me blatantly violates the most fundamental basis of our democracy, your vote. He's trying to overturn the results of a fair and free election. I'm Andrew Warren. I've been elected twice as state attorney. We fought for public safety, fairness, and justice.
Yeah, okay. So remember the prosecutor that Ron DeSantis is like, yeah, this is a Soros-backed guy, and he's not protecting the rule of law. And when the law says, hey, listen, if you're going to mutilate children with gender ideology, and I mean literally like physical mutilation of their body parts because somebody is telling them that they're not a boy, they're actually a girl, and you can just fill in the blank. And you know, are you going to prosecute anybody who's doing that if it's against the law and 15-week abortion bans, and you got a provider that's doing it later than that? Hey, you're going to prosecute. This guy is like, no. So he was suspended. He's fighting back, everybody. So just to let you know that Andrew Warren, the prosecutor, is fighting back and saying, you know, Ron DeSantis is an Easton and Obia, and they probably sided with Donald Trump, and he's an insurrectionist, and he wants to overturn elections. And is that really your defense? Is that really where we're going with this? Really?
Number 2.
Not a joke. It's not a joke. But that's not what the clip was. All right, so I think I did this the last time I was in the studio. Make believe what you just heard didn't happen. And, I don't even have a number 2. How's that possible? I don't have a number 2. What's the number? Where did it go? Oh boy. All right, I'll give you a different one. All right, let's try this one for number 2. I don't know what happened to it. All right, let's do this one. Here you go. Make this go away, make this stop, and make this, there we go.
Number 2.
There's a disturbing trend going on in America these days. Rewriting science to fit ideology or just to fit what you want reality to be. We've gone from fat acceptance to fat celebration. That's new. That is new. To view letting yourself go as a point of pride? We used to at least try and be fit and healthy, and society praised those who succeeded. Now the term body positivity is used to mean I'm perfect the way I am because I'm me.
All right, let me just stop there. Bill Maher, who on his program was talking about he doesn't understand, and this is an outrage, and how did we go to this obesity acceptance and celebrating the idea of somebody being overweight, and the concerns about the military having a harder time finding candidates who can meet the physical requirements, and how you never see a 90-year-old that's fat, and there's a reason why, and how COVID affected those that were overweight. And I hate to use the word fat, but that's what it, the way he described it. And the humorous part to me in all of this is the culture did this. It was Bill Maher's left that did it. He likes to call himself a liberal and a classic liberal, and he's not part of the left. So what he's doing then is telling you that it's something that the left created, the culture created this, and what? He's trying to make them stop so that he can defend his leftist ideology. Here's the thing. You did this. The left did this to the culture and did it to the country, Bill. So stop, maybe stop being a leftist? I don't know.
Number 1.
When I was a little girl, I was told at the beach if I dug a hole deep enough, we would reach China. So we've always felt a connection there.
Yeah, we always felt a connection there. I know nobody would believe that Nancy Pelosi would be talking about how when she was a little girl that she would dig on the beach, and don't dig too far, it'll hit China. And that's the connection we have to the Chinese people, is digging holes on beaches. And no, she actually said that. It's
Drew's 5 at 8:35.
Yeah, we're doomed. We're doomed. That's it. We've got an Inflation Reduction Act that doesn't reduce inflation, but it's called that. And then once it's passed and you have enough people that accept that, then they all of a sudden talk about climate change. And that's really what it is, and protecting our kids. And our kids are going to be safe forever because we're going to get rid of climate change because we spent billions of dollars and it'll never be enough. If really it is an existential threat, then why don't we spend every single dollar that we have to save the planet? But that's not the case. It's not going to be enough. It'll never be enough. It'll never be enough for Republicans or Democrats to spend. They're just going to keep doing this until Well, they'll keep doing it until there is no America the way we know. Is that really what you want? Can we have some fiscally responsible Republicans out there as well? I know it's a hard thing to true. How dare you say that? It's an election time. You're supposed to be going after Democrats. I go after everybody because I want the madness to stop. And I don't care who does it. I don't care if it's a Republican doing it. Where are you fiscally responsible Republicans? Can you stop spending? Can you stop it? I mean, you can, but are you that beholden to people that would pull purse strings away from you in the next election cycle or whatever the case may be? Is that what you do? Stop it. Stand on some principles, man. Or
please do not use gendered language to address everyone.
I get it. All right, sorry. Hey, let's get back to Dick Cheney, shall we? You know, politics is a funny thing, and I'm going to say some stuff right now that might be controversial. Politics are a funny thing because there was a lot of rah-rah sis boom bah for people like George W. Bush and Dick Cheney. And there was a lot of defending George W. Bush and Dick Cheney for a long time. And it's funny how politics work because when they're your guys, no, don't you touch it. No, don't you.
Please
No. Okay. When they're your people, you defend them with everything you have. And then a funny thing happens. Trump comes along and then all of a sudden you're like, this is really weird. Like, I don't understand the allegiance to certain things. And why it is that you go after certain individuals who had an amazing economy going on, jobs and security and a lot of things that were happening along our southern border that were really positive and deals that were being signed all over the globe and peace agreements and the like and a lot of positive things. Like, why wouldn't you want to back that guy? Why does Dick Cheney feel like he needs to do an ad and stand up for his daughter? Well, of course, it's his daughter. You get that. And then do this ad, remember?
In our nation's 246-year history.
Let me just stop for a second. Just listen to the music in the background, Dick Cheney.
There's never been an individual who is a greater threat to our republic than Donald Trump. He tried to steal the last election using lies and violence to keep himself in power after the voters had rejected him.
Does he really believe that? I mean, does Dick Cheney wake up in the morning and go, yeah, that's true? Like, really? Are you sure about that? Like the most dangerous person that's ever walked the face of the planet in this country's history. Like, really? And tried to overturn an election? Like, are you sure about that?
He is a coward. A real man wouldn't lie to his supporters. He lost his election, and he lost big.
It's the music that gets me in the background. It's like the end of Forrest Gump, and the feathers floating away.
I know it, he knows it, and deep down, I think most Republicans know it.
No, I'm not really sure about that, Dick.
Lynn and I are so proud of Liz for standing up for the truth, doing what's right, honoring her oath to the Constitution, when so many in our party are too scared to do so. Liz is fearless. She never...
I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't listen to that. Really? So what is it? And again, many of you listening supported Dick Cheney. I'm not saying I wasn't. I was. We all did. But I guess there's a time and an era and a place for everything. But you do question, like, what's been going on? Like, what's been happening? And Donald Trump comes along and wants to upend the apple cart that's been so sweet to Democrats and apparently some Republicans. So what is it? Like, how do you have Dick Cheney, despised, hated by the left? I mean, we're talking about like physical, tangible hatred towards one human being. I mean, movies were made to make him look horrible. you know all the stories that have been told by the left of how much they hate Dick Cheney. And yet there's the media now.
Right. A progressive saying yesterday to me, I love Dick Cheney now. It's frying people's synapses. They don't know how to process what they're seeing right now.
They don't know how to process it. I mean, how do we do this? How do we love Dick Cheney? Dick Cheney, we love you. You're fantastic. And Liz Cheney, so we can't have Ron DeSantis. We can't have Donald Trump as president of the United States or running in 20. Gosh, who could step in those shoes? Who could fill that in? Who could step in those shoes right now? I know Liz. Yeah. Glenn Greenwald, I think, spelled it out over the weekend. What's going on with this hatred for Trump? Like, why is it that the Bushes, the Cheneys, others, like, have the political knives out for this guy and have been after him, and so many have? And even Republicans. I think Glenn Greenwald knows, and he explained on Fox News over the weekend.
Yeah, I think people have forgotten that in 2016, the expectation of the Republican establishment was that the almost certain winner, the certain nominee, was going to be Jeb Bush. And Donald Trump campaigned vehemently denouncing the entire Bush-Cheney foreign policy worldview, not just the war in Iraq, but the entire view that we should always be at war, that all of our money should go to regime change all over the world. He denounced that militaristic and imperialistic vision as something that destroys peace in the world and benefits only a tiny sliver of the American population, weapons manufacturers and the like. And Donald Trump won. And so what he basically did was expel Bush-Cheney ideology from the Republican Party by denouncing them. And all this is, the reason Dick and Liz Cheney hate Donald Trump, or the Bush family as well, is because it's just petty dynastic vengeance. They're angry that Trump positioned himself as an adversary, an opponent of their defining worldview and ideology and legacy, and he won the Republican primary by doing that.
Is that what it is? Is this just a petty dynastic, like, gripe? Like, it's just you took away my good time and said some bad things about us, and now we're going to serve up revenge this way? I mean, is that really where we are in this country? Is that what this is? Is that what this always has been? I mean, is politics that bad? And the answer is yeah, it is. Yes, it is. And it's just sad to see because, like I was talking about over the weekend, I don't want the country to be in this shape and to have recession on our lips and some of the things that we're going through right now, just so people can see how bad leftist ideology is, to have to swing the pendulum the other way to win elections. I don't want it to get into the gutter to where we have to pull ourselves out again, because it takes a lot to pull us out. And when that deep, even though we'd win an election, we still have the forces of the left pushing us down. So you're trying to pull your way out of the well, and they've got their foot on your head pushing you down the whole time. It's not like you're going to be lifted up and brought to the ground and everything's going to be miraculous. There's still a fight, but you still have to get out of that well, out of that hole. But the idea that this is some kind of political vengeance like this because they're mad about the military industrial complex, if that's what you want to call it, and taking it down, and Trump wanting to get out of this, the idea of these foreign wars and all of these wars and fighting everybody else's wars. And you look at Afghanistan, and look, Trump was going to pull out even before Biden was talking about it, or at the same time, but it was going to be quite a different situation, and it was going to look a lot different, and we were still going to have a base there, and we were still going to have certain aspects of what we needed, because now we see what it's like when you do it the wrong way. He wasn't going to do that, but that's not the point still. Just hearing that makes you cringe, like you can't believe that this is happening right now, but it is. And so the deeper thing here is, and the deeper question is, when are we going to realize that there's a country to save, and you're in or you're out? And when people say you can't be polarized that way, I mean, Democrats have to have a seat at the table. No, they don't. No, they really don't. Because if your policy is destroying the United States, is destroying the Constitution and the rule of law, like that's where you want to go, what seat do you get? No, they need to be defeated. We need to fix the mess. And then you guys can come back groveling and asking for a seat. And then maybe we might give you one if you try to move a little bit to the center. But the way you are right now, I'm just trying to figure it out. Maybe I'm wrong. And I've been wrong many times in my life. And I could be wrong right now. But how do you give a Democrat Party so destructive a seat at a table? And on the other hand, how do you give certain Republicans a seat as well? If they want to spend, if they like the good old boy and the good old time, and they want to hang out where they've been before, and they don't want your good time taken away, how do you sit with that as well? A lot of questions you got to answer. Well, you don't have to answer them. They do. We just have to ask it. All right, good times. Glenn Beck is next. Listen, have a great day. We got to go, Jake. I'm looking at the time. Why didn't you rush me off? He's rushing me off now. All right, it's Daybreak 92.5. Fox News, right all along.
Right here. We're 92.5 Fox News. And we've been right all along.
A good farmer isn't afraid of like lifelong Florida farmer Wilton Simpson. He's been dealing with his whole life. That's why Wilton's ready to be Florida's next commissioner of agriculture. From cleaning up his family's